tyre, 450.
Wakeland's gone to Whitnall.
Set to go, Saturday Night Football, round 4. Underway, not a good bounce. Lade wins the tap, Burgoyne back on the side, quick hands, James going forward. What a start for the home team. Treadway on a lead. It couldn't get any better than that start out of the middle.
No, the ideal start for Mark Williams. Roger James comes immediately from the ground as well, but they win the centre clearance. They could hardly win one at all against the Crows last week. Ideal start. Warren Treadray on the burst. Is going to be too quick for Koutafidis out of the goal square. Hasn't kicked well over the season. Needs this early goal.
He's lining up for goal number 350 in his stellar career. 40 metres out. Has kicked it behind. In fact, he's only kicked a goal against the Lions in round 2. He's gone 2 games without kicking goal. Very rare. Normally kicks goals in every game.
Man, he had a couple of set shots for goal last week, albeit only they were few and far between for Port Adelaide, but missed them as well. So his set shot kicking is not working this year.
A bit tough on Koutafidis. Josh Ross couldn't have stopped that pass.
I don't like him out of the goal square, Cade.
Stevens kicks the ball in. Plenty of boos as well. Goes wide. There's a good grab taken by Teague. On the best and fairest last year. Across half back. It's a big test. No Thornton, no Livingston, no Heath Scotland, no Camporelli for Carlton. A lot of players out also for Port Adelaide. But they are the reigning premiers. Will test their depth. Very poor last week. Carlton very good against Collingwood. Change for Cassisi. He's on the edge of the centre square. So missed opportunity with Treadray missing. And Koutafidis with a big job playing at full back. Finds Kingsley. On centre wing. Now Carlton have pushed all the way back. We are flooding early. Look at Kingsley. He doesn't know where to go. It's into the pocket.
Oh, it's a good lead.
And Thurston. Every game last year. Too far out to score. He's going to put it at the hot spot. Walker from behind goes the big fist away. Koutafidis puts the big body, the big frame over the ball. Scoops it out. Carlton defence will be under a lot of pressure. Chance for Vavola, a long way from the goal square. There is no one within 120 metres of Carlton's goal. Wakeland. That's why he's up on the half-forward line, because that's where Vavola is. He's at half-back. Chance for Montgomery. Hammers the ball into centre half-forward. Franco reads it off the pack. Can't get the handball away. Lade bends down low. Chance for Corns. Hurries the kick. Just floated over the top of Thurstons. Here's a chance for Primus. A look-away handball taken away by DeLuca, and the Blues are out of defence.
They've got to wait, KB, to get some numbers for those. Wiggins taps it in front. Wanganeen clever. Keeps his balance. Almost got to the body. Shattuck couldn't take it. Wiggins goes back again. Houlihan spinning. Wait. And Houlihan get one for a little bit too high.
Boys, no surprise to see Carlton flooding back. They've just got to stop the rod early.
White couldn't take it. Chance now for Shattuck. Walsh dropped it. Walker involved early. Stevens, that's a clever give. Wiggins to Houlihan. Whitnall the target. Wakeland in best position, taking an easy mark. Wakeland.
Oh,
not a good kick. He's given it up. Just went past Vavola though, and a little bit lucky Port Adelaide there. Wilson to Corns around the body. Stuart Dew onto his natural left. Beautiful kick. Wonderful pass. Treadray on 50, back inside the middle, man standing on his own, he's got it, and it's Damon White. Sensational foot skills from Stuart Dew.
Oh, loose player.
Standing on his own, but that might have a little bit too high in it. Oh! Koutafidis comes out, spoils Montgomery, the mark has been paid. Barnaby French just saying hello to some ex-teammates. Toby Thurston's there.
Well, much better work from Port Adelaide on that occasion. Just moving the ball with some speed, something they couldn't do against the Crows last week. Were far too slow to move the ball forward. On that occasion, Stewie Dew, the flood breaker, kicks long. Treadray on the burst, too quick for Koutafidis. Montgomery pushes down. Some early worries for Carlton. A lot of marks inside 50 for the power.
Scored 1 goal so far this year, make it 2. Port have the first goal of the evening. They're 1-1. Carlton yet to score.
Yes, some early alarm bells, no doubt, for Carlton. Port Adelaide, 4 tools inside 50 is going to be very hard to combat for Carlton. Lade, White, Thurstons, Treadray, all capable in the air and off the deck. Montgomery pushes down, stands on his own and gets the early goal. But Port with clear advantage in height on a beautiful night in Adelaide.
Five minutes of action. Carlton yet to go inside 50. It's 4-zip. French leans over the top of Lade. McGrath slaps the ball on. Waite, the juggler, had it and lost it. Walker just paddles the ball forward. And the man with the dancing feet doesn't hit a target. It's a loose ball across the half-forward line. The Blues trying to make something happen. Here's a chance for Walker. Now the whistle is gone. And the ball will come back and will go to Houlihan, who was dumped after he got rid of the ball. So the power not flooding as much as Carlton. Houlihan between wing and half forward. Kicks to the hot spot. Jew, the man with the golden boot. Oh, magnificent kick. And Treadray's the target. Look out. Got him. Inside 50. Teague will come over the top. He'll be the spoiler. White. Quick hands. Corns. Great snap. Now I think a goal has been... Has that come off the boot? It's a goal.
Matty Primus.
I reckon it's came off his boot. He put his boot out. And I reckon the ball has lobbed on top of it.
Oh, it's very clever. I mean, have a look at this.
As he's falling to the ground.
A quick leg and all too. Matthew Primus gets the goal, enjoys it. Port Adelaide get their second. Treadray a handful for Kuda-Fides. Stewie Jew's long kick, the difference.
Matthew Primus with his 3rd goal for the year. None better than that one. Just getting a couple of stops on the ball to get it through.
Yeah, and loving it too. Had a disappointing game last week. We'll want to get into this game early.
10 marks to 1 so far in this game. Of course, favouring Port Adelaide as Kingsley breaks away from the clearance. Back in board to Chaplin. Walsh squaring it. Wakeland. Seen 2 magnificent kicks from Jew coming up this half-back line. It's found Treadray both times. That's not a magnificent kick. Waite. Chance for Favola. Sits on it. Stops. Lays on it. And away go Port Adelaide. Walsh. Montgomery on the lead once again. Primus couldn't take it. Over the shoulder. DeLuca was there with the advantage is not being played. Time on was called. The ball will go back to Primus. Favola, well, he would be disappointed with what happened before.
And he's holding his head now. I've got a feeling he's going to be holding it before the end of the night's over again.
Wilson combining with Burgoyne from inside the centre square. Kicks it high. Spoil came from Norman. French cutting up through the middle with a clever handball to Houlihan. Now to Wiggins. Here's Favola on a long lead. Bounces off his knee. Things just not working right for the Carlton spearhead at the moment.
Oh, well done, Chaplin.
Gave it over to Shattuck and he's just trying to find ground. All Carlton here. Houlihan goes back and tries to go back through the middle. Nick Stevens has got it on the 50.
David Teague in that last line of defence. 2-1-13. Port Adelaide, the Blues yet to score. Teague goes short. Chance for Houlihan. Just patrolling across half-back, and here's Walsh. On the stretch in front of Favola. And the ex-Demon who played 104 games, just finding his niche with Port Adelaide. Favola doing the chasing. Sidestep that time by Wakeland. Goes wide, looking for space. Norman pounced on it. And Favola's got it. Too far out to score, a good 75 metres, but here's a thumping kick. Favola pulls the kick in, and Longmuir has taken the grab. It was a good kick by Brendan Favola because he pulled it
No, it was a beautiful kick from Favola. Came from a turnover from Wakeland from Port Adelaide. If one thing's let the power down this year, it's been their foot skills. Haven't been able to hit targets regularly enough. Wakeland turns the ball over. Favola hits his target. Carlton with their first chance to get a score on the board. Scoring for Carlton, you've got a feeling, is going to be difficult. Every goal a must. You've got to kick this one.
First game for Carlton. Can he kick a goal with his first kick for the Blues? Straight through the centre.
Troy Longmuir gets the answering goal. Favola still struggling a little bit from that heavy collision just moments ago, but such an important player. Maybe not the most accurate best execution, but got the right result. Longmuir with the answering goal, and Carlton get a settler they needed.
His 40th goal for his career, now at his third club. 17 games for Melbourne, 55 games for the Dockers. Now finds himself at Carlton. Margin 7 points. Lade goes very early, far too early. Umpire not happy. Holding kick. Now it's going back to French. The ruck infringement. French inside forward 50. Favola the big leap. Ball spills to the ground. Off the ground, Walker. Too much on it, out of bounds on the full. Good to see Andrew Walker getting involved though, Kevin. Well, back at the side, he's had a couple of games for the Bull Ants.
I suppose we always just remember that first game against West Coast when he had 26 possessions.
It was a great debut.
Best player on the ground.
It's good to see he's having a good start. This is Shattuck. Kingsley. Stewie Dew.
Oh.
Again, Treadray the target. 3 out of 3 for Dew and Treadray. That's a wonderful partnership.
It is a beautiful partnership. Stewie Dew, the man with that penetrating left leg. Mark Williams using him off a half-back flanker this year, designated kicker, and with one thing in mind, bang it inside 50, get it in the danger zone, get Koutafidis out of his comfort zone. Warren Treadray with such great physical strength, makes great position. Got to finish though. As we said before, he's kicking for goal from set shots this year. Not great. Got to nail one soon.
5-4 before this, Chris. He's evened it up at 5-all, but importantly for him, he's had 4 marks already, and they're deep inside the 450. They're not out on the wing.
Yeah, no, that's right. And he's getting Koutafidis within goal range, so he's out of his comfort zone. Treadray certainly looks strong. If he gets good use like he's getting, he's going to kick his half a dozen goals, and Port Adelaide are going to blow this game apart.
Gee, they love Nick Stevens here, don't they?
We're a very fair crowd here, KB.
Shattuck takes the grab. Inside the centre square, wants to go short, finds Lade. And here's Treadray again on that long searching lead, pleading for the ball. So Brendan Lade, front for the high flyers. Carazzo, good hands, finds Lappin. Pumps the ball out of defence, goes wide. Wakeland just building the wall. Conceded ground to Shattuck. With a big transfer, he was looking for Chaplin, who was nearly clean bowled. It was LBW at least. Favola's a strong tackler. He wants the free kick. Wait, shovels the ball out. Chance for Favola's got a touch of the fumbles. There's a clever kick. Finds Longmuir, squeezed up on the boundary line. Was he taken high? Boundary throw in. Let's go down to Tiffany Cherry.
Roger Jones, you can see warming up on the boundary line with his white boots. Now, a bit of confusion at the start of the game. He actually ran onto the ground with different coloured boots, and in between him changing with Adam Kingsley. But he's firing at the moment, warming up. And also, just keep your eye on Peter Walsh. He's a bit proppy. He's on Eddie Betts. He just got a knock.
He might be colourblind. Put on the wrong boots. Kicked into McGrath and Burgoyne. Be very disappointed with that. Still a boundary throw and a good 65 metres around from the Blues goal. He's got the job on Franco. A lot of matchups tonight. French pushing and shoving. Primus takes that front position. Kicked off the ground virtually that time by Burgoyne. Getting the bounce is Cassisi, who drills the ball in, and this time Norman, with those long arms, takes the grab.
Gets to the grandstand side, looking for Hurlahan. He's got a bit of space. He can go up the line to French. He looks for the longer option. Walker getting in front, putting the arm up, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Waite was following it over the line. Almost halfway through this first term. 8-point margin. James, Ebert, Cochrane and Brogan looking on. Whitnell to do the ruck work. Well, French will come over the top, but Primus was the man in the right spot. Again, Burgoyne off the ground at the clearance. And again, it favours Kasisi, who puts it in front of the hard-running Primus. Came from the contest. Wants some support. He had Corns. Shattuck. Short pass. May have got a call round the corner from Burgoyne. A little bit of double dribble from Peter Burgoyne. That's not bad either. Oh, I reckon that's gone through for a goal to Burgoyne. Terrific skills from Burgoyne, and he was involved with the clearance off the ground. Primus kept running as well. Just hard running from your midfielders.
Peter Burgoyne, the key player for Port's midfield, gets his 7th touch in a welcome return. This is what Port Adelaide's lacked over the last couple of weeks. Because he's been suspended, they've had no pace in the midfield. All of a sudden, Burgoyne's back. Damon White, mind you, tried to pinch it right on the line.
Very keen to get an easy one.
No favours there, but Burgoyne a key to Port's midfield and in good touch tonight.
Port by 14 points, 3-2, 20 plays, 1 goal, 6 points.
Peter Burgoyne with the new crew at 2, Matty. Cutting a striking figure.
Pushing and shoving.
Certainly no Sampson.
And Bowyer, here's a chance, taken away by Corns. Good smother that time by Stevens. That'll be good for the confidence. Wiggins. Handles the ball inside 50. He was looking for Favola. Too much carry on the ball. Chance for Chaplin. Goes wide and finds Wakeman. Marks in front of French.
Just can't hit their targets at the moment, Carlton. Difference between the two sides. Every time they go forward, Carlton, they must hit a target, but can't find one at this stage.
And hard running, that time by Chaplin. He's already had it 7 times.
There he is again.
Here's Jew. Unloads again with a big bomb straight to the goal square. Over the top was DeLuca. Thought he had it and lost it. Danger here for Carlton. Hands and knees DeLuca. Ripped out of his arms that time by White. Taken away by Thurston. And squeezed right up on the goal line, and taking it over was Carl Norman.
Possession-wise, Port Adelaide 72, Carlton 38. They're just dominating. Luckily for the Blues, they're only 15 points down. With a quick goal.
Lappin, designated kicker, goes wide, finds Carazzo. Played the last 2 games last year. He's played every game this year. Off the rookie list, he was down at Geelong for a couple of seasons. Gets his chance with the Blues. DeLuca. Short to Wiggins. Some space now for the Blues. Goes wide and finds Teague. He's across half back, drills the ball in, looking for Whitnell. Closed quickly. That time was Treadray strutting his stuff now across centre wing. Rockets the handball to Burgoyne. Goes short, looking for Kane Corns. Finds Lade, edge of the centre square. Burgoyne is a running machine tonight, Chris. Finds Josh Franco. Back to Kane Corns. Just feigned the handball and then went bang. And finds Walsh, who's come all the way down from half back.
Well, it's just options galore for Port Adelaide in their forward line. Peter Walsh pushes down, been in good form the last couple of weeks.
More loose players. And Montgomery also down from half back from 45 metres out.
Oh.
Has a crack. And kicks a goal. He's got 2.
Well, it's just get in line for Port Adelaide at the moment. Brett Montgomery kicks his 2nd goal. He's playing in the back pocket, mind you. His opponent, Roy Longmuir's got one as well. But Peter Walsh, the half-back line for Port, are running. We haven't seen this for a couple of weeks. They are all running and confident the power. And well and truly in control of this game. Where do the answers come for Dennis Pagan and Carlton?
7 scoring shots to the 1, and the margin out to 21 points. Carlton need a goal here. French just banging it forward. Whitnell just cannot get into the game. Lays a heavy tackle though. Might get it back from Walker. No, goes himself. Wonderful smother of Corns, just threw the hand out. Picked up by Jared Waite. That's not bad. Is that the goal the Blues are looking for?
Shattuck's down.
Yeah,
down.
Aaron Shattuck down behind play, boys. Looks like he's done a leg.
It's the Whitnell tackle.
And hits the deck pretty hard as well. Goes for the hip. Oh.
Yes, I think that's going to be very sore.
Yeah, I don't think you recover from those in a game.
2-on-1 contest here. Favours Port Adelaide. Wakeland That's a very good handball. Montgomery having a terrific first term and going back, taking a good mark as Lappin. Goes back through the middle. 2 players to pick from. One is Walker. He in turn has 2 to pick from, so some loose checking here from Port Adelaide. Jared Waite's got some time and space. Terrible kick. Way over the top of Lance Whitnell. He's trying to keep it in play and he does. Longmuir is buffeted over the boundary once again by Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson absolutely loves the physical contact. Got the big job on Favola tonight and doing it well. But once again, Carlton's last kick to their forward line, they just can't hit a target. That's hurting them badly.
Boundary throw in. Here's Whitnell in front of Brogan, who lays it down towards Burgoyne. Looking for a free kick. Wasn't successful. We'll have another throw in.
Matter of time before Trent Spawn got the job on Peter Burgoyne. He gets the big rolls for Carlton. Started the game on the interchange bench. Young South Australian, former North Adelaide player, gets the big roll on Peter Burgoyne.
Yeah, swap with McGrath.
Port by 20 points. A chance for the Blues inside 50. A lot of players over the ball. Wait. Peels for the free kick. He'll get a ball up. 45 metres out from Carlton's goal. Favola in the goal square with Wilson playing 3 or 4 metres in front. Carlton's kicking has not been good tonight. Chance for Dew, taken by Stevens. Somehow just shoveled the ball out to Walker. To Houlihan, who's had a good opening term. Here's a chance for Favola. Wilson with a big thumper wave at
Free
ground
kick.
level.
No, paid the free against
Now
Wilson.
the whistle has gone, so Favola has been paid a free kick. Waitland doesn't like it.
He touched the shoulder, so it looked like he played it for too high, whether Wilson put his hand on his shoulder trying to spoil. Gee, I tell you what. Comment KB, come on, seen enough footy?
I think he was lucky to get that free kick.
Very diplomatic of you there, Kevin. I know you're on the rules committee.
Well, he was lucky to get the free kick.
Oh dear.
Didn't really put his hand on his shoulder and went for a genuine punch.
Still what you're taking when you play up forward.
Brendan Favola, we saw him before the start of the game talking about that great goal he kicked last year at the opposite end. This one should be a soda, just 15 metres out. Favola to lift the spirits of the Blues, straight through the centre.
Well, you take him any way you can get him. Port Adelaide fans not happy. Michael Wilson even unhappier. Seems to do everything right. A little bit of high contact, but that happens. You let those go, surely. Favola takes the free kick, kicks the much-needed goal for Carlton. They stay within a couple of goals. They need a little bit more.
Certainly looked like a genuine attempt to punch the ball, so the contact that took place there, I wouldn't have played that a free kick.
Very minimal.
Got to let them go.
Margin back to 14 points as French and Brogan do battle. French knocking it out. Got a call from Houlihan. He breaks through the centre circle. Positive move by him. Wonderful kick. Favola will line up for 2 in a minute. The Blues are bouncing back.
Well, important things too. They get the ball out of a centre clearance quite clearly. Houlihan hits a target. The first target they've hit from a leading forward. Favola, the man on the burst, pretty hard to stop. Execution. Perfect.
He's a bit like Treadrow at the other end of the ground. If you actually kick the ball out in front, they're both very, very quick.
Yeah. And near impossible to beat. The matchup with Wilson on him is a good one, but he kicks this and he's kicked 2. He must love playing here at Amy.
Lining up for his second. Hasn't got a big record against Port Adelaide. Just the 5 goals in his 3 games when he's met the team. Favola. Just inside 50. Likes it off the boot. Celebrates early. He's got 2 in a minute.
Well, 2 in a minute he does. Carlton reduced the margin to 8 points. It's been all Port Adelaide. Had so much more of the footy. 84 touches to 53. Completely dominant.
That man there on screen, Houlihan's been very good, Chris.
Certainly has been. Gets his 9th disposal. And a beauty it was. Favola on the burst. Gets his 2nd. And for all the good work of Port Adelaide, the margin is only 8 points.
Well, the centre bounce clearance has been 5 to Carlton and 2 to Port Adelaide. So that man on screen, Brendan Favola, has now kicked 9 goals for the season. The Blues trail by just 8 points as French comes charging in, taken away by Stevens. They love to crunch him. And we've got a ball up. Let's go down to Tiffany Cherry.
Aaron Shattuck is just walking along the boundary line, just trying to loosen up his left hip. But he still looks in a little bit of pain, but they haven't iced him up yet, so he's still possible to come back on.
Well, Dr. McDermott said he won't play again tonight. Here's a chance for Walker, high flyer. At ground level, the young gun. Just needed clean hands. Take 2 for effort for a second effort. 4-2-27, Port Adelaide. The Blues 3-1-19. There's Andrew Walker. 26 possessions on debut last year against West Coast Eagles. Had a few injury problems. Still just 18 years of age. All tied up that time by Bowyer. He's got the job playing on Josh Franco. How do you see that so far, Chris?
Well, I see Josh trying to push himself onto Nick Stevens as well, so neither player having a major influence.
Koutafidis with a big fist away. Here's Josh Franco, speak of the devil. Clean hands, rockets the ball back to Lade, stands and delivers. Treadray! So Koutafidis went the punch in the pack, then followed up. The turnover kick left Treadray free.
Well, as soon as he did it, Koutafidis, as soon as he went to spoil, Treadray just bolted for the goal square. Such a smart player, got a great footy brain on his own in the square. Hasn't kicked well for goal, Matthew. I know you'll be looking at this one.
This is a certainty.
As KB would say, a soda.
A soda.
A soda. Well, champions don't miss goals from 25 metres out.
Oh.
I think he's just squeezed it in. Just.
Would you like ice with your soda?
350th goal of his career. So it's a great milestone for Warren Treadray.
Oh, been a fantastic player for Port Adelaide, the vice-captain. Tower of strength up forward. Disappointing week for him last week, but certainly started this beautifully. Josh Franco gets into the play. Lade with the vision on the left foot. Brendan Lade, another intelligent player, finds Treadray. Port answer the challenge.
Treadray with his first, just under 3 minutes remaining. The home team lead by 14 points. Clever knock from French, but it was straight to Burgoyne as Kane Corns gets the clearance for Port Adelaide. Out comes Ebert. Oh, great kick. Hard running again by Peter Burgoyne. He kicks his second. Port Adelaide 6th. Chris, this is where they're beating Carlton, is that they're involved in a contest and they're not stopping to watch. They just keep moving forward.
No, I think Mark Williams' rocket during the week has certainly hit home. Peter Burgoyne touches the ball for the 11th time in the quarter. Brett Ebert gets involved as well. Certainly worked on his skills. Brett Ebert hits the running target. Burgoyne doesn't break stride, kicks the goal. That is part of their armoury we haven't seen over the last couple of weeks. A hard-running midfielder, Peter Burgoyne, 11 touches, 2 goals, and a dominant first quarter.
Just under 2.5 minutes left in this opening term as Primus trots back onto the field. Lade takes a breather. Brogan with strength, crashed to the ground that time. Big pack of players.
Dennis Pagan's got some decisions to make, doesn't he? I mean, you can't stop usage of the ball like that. With Koutafidis, you've just got to get him into the play. They can't get their hands on the ball at the moment. Turn Koutafidis into a proactive player.
Fresh air shot that time by Walker. Taken by Corns, finds Walsh to Burgoyne, who's been starring this opening term. Possession number 12. Just tunnel balls it back to Walsh. Looks pretty handy pickup. He's it back. Here's Wanganeen. Goes for a trot. Draws an opponent to Wilson. 1-2 back to Wanganeen. The kick's a poor one. Wiggins. Desperate at ground level. Going to ground was DeLuca. Got to keep your feet. Ebert throws the ball out.
And got paid.
And has been pinged. Well, Dennis Pagan's got problems who's going to put back there. He hasn't got Livingston. He hasn't got Thornton.
Got big problems, but if it's not working with Cooter, you've got to make him proactive. Get him to win the ball and try and at least to get some ball inside 50. He's a waste back there at the moment. Looks like Nick Stevens comes from the ground, had a disappointing first quarter. Only a couple of handballs.
3 handballs, and Josh Franco also with 3 handballs. Matthew Lappin on screen. Port Adelaide by 20 points. Bounty throwing on centre wing. 6-3-39 plays 3-1-19. Here's Primus back on the ground. Thumps the ball forward.
Lance Whitnell.
Yep, I think you're right. I mean, they spoke about Lance Whitnell playing back. He hasn't touched the footy yet. Cooter's touched it once. I mean, you're arguably your best two players, along with Favola, not involved in the contest yet. They've got to get him in the play somehow.
Whitnell doing the ruck work. Walker came over the top. Taken away this time by Johnson. Hammers the ball inside 50. Favola stands his ground and he's got it.
We'll get this home
Now,
from
he
here.
might be too big for Michael Wilson at the other end of the ground.
No doubt. I think
Mark Williams might have a problem.
But I thought, well, I'd rather Marks than Pagans. Whose problem would you rather?
Well, he's going for his third goal.
You've got more problems. You need to go see Dr. Phil. You're just finding problems for the sake of it.
Well, he's going for his third goal.
Oh, look,
If he kicks 6, he's kicked 3 goals. You don't think that's a problem?
not when you're 3 in front. Not when you're dominating the game, but I understand. I mean, the point's relevant. I mean, and he's got a couple of options. He can push Thurston's back. Mark Williams has got options. I guess the point is, has Dennis Pagan got options?
Not many. Favola.
Now you're back in, wouldn't you?
Is a thumping kick. This will be just a toe poke for Brendan Favola. 55 metres out. Unloads. Hits the post. He liked it in flight.
You can usually tell with
He was
Favola.
bending and bending. You could see the ball was drifting and threw for a behind.
So in the dying seconds of the first quarter, Port Adelaide will win their first quarter for 2005. Met Carlton for the last 3 years in this round. They've won it the last 2 years to go to 2-2 after 4 rounds. Will history repeat itself? Or will Brendan Favola get a goal just on the siren? He won't. Stuart Dew had gone back to make sure that it didn't go through, but he has been very good in his first term. He is providing a target for his midfield and doing the good job for Dennis Pagan. But Warren Treadray, 5 marks and a goal. It's all Port Adelaide at quarter time here at Amy Stadium. They lead by 19 points. We'll take a break.
The game's most respected commentary with its most innovative technology.
It's all about control.
Press the red button on your digital remote to access a selection of camera angles and audio options, browse statistics and player profiles, or enjoy game highlights and the new look split screen. Plus, get both coaches' post-match reaction in the Fox Footy Active wrap.
Fox Footy Channel has never looked so good.
Fox Footy Active, putting you in control.
He's coming back. Not too many men will go 57 rounds with the catalog man. He's an ass. He sure tests a man's ability to stay true. Dougie McKenna could end this right now. All he has to do is take a sip of that average bourbon. Stanley Champagne. You've ever seen anything quite like this?
Whatever happened to the real Australia? The Australia where the only high-rise on the beach was temporary, where it was harder to find a noisy spot than a quiet one, where the only things colouring the water were fish. Well, I got news for you. The real Australia is still here. Come and see the real thing, come and see the real thing, come and see.
They need something special. Can Eddie deliver? Have a look at that for the first goal of your career. What a beauty!
Feeling the squeeze? Harvey Norman takes the pressure off with 48 months interest-free on Now. Yes, today's trends, tomorrow's technology. It's all yours now on 48 months interest-free at Harvey Norman. Lounges, dining, bedding, bedroom suites, everything electrical from big screens to coffee machines. All that's hot in digital cameras and desktops, phones and laptops, and so much more. Don't wait. Go Harvey Norman and start living now with 48 incredible months interest-free. Now, that's a rate worth your interest. But hurry, offer must end this weekend.
Clean up at Bunnings Warehouse with the lowest prices every day. Catalogue out now. Pack of 4 energy-saving globes, only $9.98. GMC electric line trimmer, just $19.93. Heavy-duty chrome shelving unit, alone $99. Massport Stinger mower, just $329. Bostik 1 litre sugar soap concentrate, only $2.24. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Wednesday on AFL Love Match, host Rebecca Wilson pairs up 2 AFL legends as former Geelong Premiership star Doug Wade takes on Melbourne Best and Fairest winner Stan Alves.
What does PMS stand for?
Post-menstrual situation.
AFL Love Match, a real test of teamwork. Wednesday on Fox Footy Channel.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium. No doubt about it, Port Adelaide fans, they really enjoy their Saturday night football.
Matthew, I think the picture tells the story there.
19-point margin at quarter time. They're used to winning here at Amy Stadium, that's why. Burgoyne's been outstanding for Port Adelaide with 2 goals, Montgomery 2 as well. Favola a good target for Carlton with 2, but Burgoyne is the best man on the ground at the moment. Kane Corns is continuing his good start of the season. Look at those disposals, Chris.
Yeah, just had the footy on a string, Port Adelaide. Didn't hurt him enough on the scoreboard. Treadray with 1-2 should have been 3, so maybe not a true reflection, the scoreboard of Port's dominance at the moment. But you leave the door open and a bloke like Brendan Favola, so dangerous. He needs to kick maybe now 10 KB if your Blues are going to get up.
Before we do that, we'll check in on the score from Telstra Dome. Both these sides are on 1 and 2. So too Geelong and Essendon. We're going to show you a score from that game. If you don't want to know the score, you want to watch the replay, you can look away now. Well, maybe they'll need Libber out there, KB, to do a job on Peter Burgoyne, but the fans have been rowdy. I don't know how they're treating our boundary rider tonight. Tiff, are they looking after you?
Oh, they certainly are. They are rowdy, but obviously they're pretty excited. Port doing pretty well at the moment. Aaron Shattuck, I believe he's back on the ground. He was doing some twisting, turning work. He's fine after that corked hip, and also no problems for the Blues. Barnaby French, a bit of patch-up work on his mouth, but Dennis Pagan giving them a fair spray, not sticking by the team rules and not backing themselves, so he's obviously asking his boys to lift.
Thanks, Tiff. Whitnell has remained at centre-half forward. He's yet to register a possession, and there's Aaron Shattuck back out there, so that's good news for him because he's started his season as a new club pretty well.
Yeah, he's certainly been in very good form. Kudafidi stays with Treadray, so Pagan going pretty well as much as he started the game. Starts here in the midfield. Carlton got to get some clearance from here. Get the ball inside 50. Favola extremely dangerous. Wilson's still the man for him. So there is a sniff for Carlton, but it looks like it's in the hands of one man.
Johnson into the middle for Carlton, and Stevens with Burgoyne. Here's Johnson, who's very good at clearances. Couldn't quite get that one away. Secondary bounce to come.
The only positive for Carlton in that first quarter, apart from Brendan Favola, is the fact they're only down by 19 points.
Absolutely. I mean, with so much ball, Port Adelaide, they should be 5 or 6 clear.
French, only as far as Stuart Dew. Ebert went back a second time. Thurstons. That's going to be another ball up. Pressure just outside the forward 50 for Port Adelaide. Inside the 50s from the first term, 15-9, favouring the home side. DeLuca winning that knock, wanted Wiggins. Burgoyne again, that's just clever football. 3 times he's cleared the congestion off the ground, and he's got 40 metres with it. And there's going to be a free kick. It's going to be paid against Nick Stevens for deliberate. I have to see that one again. I was just expecting a boundary throw in there, to be honest. Let's take a look. It's fair enough too. Good decision. KB, you happy with that?
Yes, good decision. No doubt about it. He forced it straight over the boundary line. No attempt to keep it in.
So Josh Franco pass is good. Thurston's. Good lead, tight angle. And here's a good kick for goal, Chris, though. He's a set shot, as we saw in the grand final last year. Under pressure can kick a good goal.
Certainly can, rarely misses. Got a great leg both on the run and from a set shot, and got some good pace. I mean, a great athlete for a big man. Up against David Teague, gives him inches, but he'd back himself from here.
That's a wonderful view, but exactly what faces Toby Thurston's. 25 goals last season, already with one this year. Goes to the check side. No question, no doubt about it. He gets the goal. Port Adelaide get the first for the second term. He was very confident.
He certainly was. Beautiful kick for goal. Toby Thurston's part of Port Adelaide's forward structure. 3 to 4 tools, proving a handful for Carlton. Josh Franco with the beautiful leg. Hits his target. Thurston's on the lead. A tough kick in anybody's book. Almost a late minute decision to kick the techie. And they're still happy.
Port by 25 points. You can see there's a bit of aggro between Teague and Thurston. Mike Williams has always been a big fan of Toby Thurston. He was at the club for, 2 or 3 years before, I suppose, last year really made his mark.
Couldn't get a gig for 3 years, played every game last year, and played a really good hand in the finals, kicked some important goals, and can play back or forward. A lot of talk about him playing back tonight, but no surprise to see him at the goal face and kicking goals.
Primus and French, they lock horns. There's a chance for Wiggins over the top, taken away by Burgoyne, who's having a stellar game. Thurston's made ground, couldn't quite get there on the half volley. Chance now at time for Ebert. Franco, touch of the fumbles, couldn't take it. Thurston's does well, does a 360 to Burgoyne, who just dances on a dollar and drills the ball. And well read that time by Carl Norman, getting back in front of Ebert.
It's their first touch for the quarter, this one for Carlton. 3 minutes and 17 seconds in, then that's their first touch.
Barnaby French to Callum Chambers. Young man gets his chance with the Blues. 54 games with West Coast. Finds Johnson. Pretty much a foreign legion, the Carlton side. Dennis Pagan has tried to rebuild with players to give them a second chance. Players who are hungry. Johnson stands on centre wing, measures the kick to the half-forward line. He was looking for Longmuir, who went to ground also with his opponent at that time, which was Montgomery. He's already kicked 2 goals. Davies. There's a quick snap, but it's way off target and through for a behind.
Yep, they're just going to have to make something every time they go forward, Carlton. Make something out of nothing. Michael Wilson throws the ball away unusually, and they're the goals they're going to have to nail if they're going to sneak a win here tonight.
4 straight kicks in it. Kingsley will take the kick. Decides to go long. Pack forms.
Oh, catch.
Not played. It was Wiggins. Walker on the up. Whitnell got it from Carazzo. Whitnell's first kick. Here's Johnson. Wonderful smother by the big man Matthew Primus. Doing his best work at ground level tonight. Kicking goals off the bottom of his boot and smothering. And he gets a warm round of applause. They love him here at Amy Stadium.
They certainly do. Just working his way back into form. Does it all, Matthew Primus. On the deck or in the air. Captain smother.
He was in the ruck there against French, who won it, but Port Adelaide roving to French pretty well. That was Kingsley. Again off the ground, not far enough. Umpire calls play on to Carazzo. High ball, tough one to mark. Poor with numbers, Wakeland to spoil. At ground level, Wiggins, front and square, goal! Excellent work. Made the most of the small opportunity.
Well, exactly what we're talking about, making something out of nothing. Wiggins gets front and square where they all should be, off the pack. Manufactures a goal for Carlton. They hang in there. I mean, as most of Dennis Pagan teams do, they have courage and they just keep on plugging away. It's not going to be pretty for Carlton, but every goal's so important.
First goal of the season for Simon Wiggins. And it was good to see Carazzo under pressure, not trying to be a playmaker, just throwing the ball onto his boot, putting into a danger spot. You go up, you make it a contest, it comes to the foot of the pack, someone picks up and snaps a goal in Wiggins. It can be easy sometimes. That just might lift the spirits of the Blues. 7-3-45 Port, Carlton 4-3-27. They trail by 18 points. So Wiggins will stand in the centre square, goes wide. He's looking for Longmuir. Got him. Well, he kicked it like Stewie Jew.
He certainly did. Found some penetration in the leg, and for the second time only, Carlton hit a forward on the lead. Troy Longmuir on this occasion just having a little bit too much speed off the mark for Brett Montgomery, and the Blues are having a moment. Beautiful shot, great lead, perfect footy, got to finish.
So Longmuir, he can't bend it back. It started on target, then started to drift, and through for a minor score.
Well, they're the chances Carlton have to take. No margin for error tonight against Port at AAMI Stadium. We know it's going to be hard work for them, but goals like that must be kicked if you're going to beat Port here.
Port by 17 points. 7-3-45 to 4-4-28. Burgoyne has been a star so far for Port Adelaide. Franco. Still squeezed up in the back pocket. It's been a wonderful comeback, Chris, hasn't it, after 2 reconstructions?
Oh, absolutely. And it was heartbroken too, Josh Franco, after the grand final last year. Found it very difficult to cope with it. Wants so desperately to be part of one.
There was tears, and also from Matthew Primus as well. Tiffany Cherry's on the boundary.
Roger James has been battling knee soreness, which perhaps explains the change in boots. I believe they put his moulder boots on, but he's basically spent most of the game on the bike, just keeping himself warm and barely any time on the ground. So Port's bench, while not reduced to 3, not as strong as it could be.
Cassisi gave it to Wanganeen, who bangs it forward. Teague went up.
Nice.
And it wasn't needed. Norman wants the mark. It's not going to be paid. Or it is eventually. A look of concern there from Carl Norman saying, what do I have to do?
Clean grab.
Yeah. He goes up the line in search of Johnson. That's a strong take. Got a few touches since coming off the bench. Teague has run down. He's usually pretty good overhead. Didn't take it. Second effort required. Lappin likes to use the football. Did so. Houlihan plays on. Kicks around the body and kicks a goal. Great work by the Blues. They get another goal. And Chris, the thing about that movement was it was really confident.
Certainly was very confident. Houlihan left or right doing the damage. Carlton go inside 50 for the 6th time this quarter to Port's 1. It's dried up for Port in the midfield. Lappin, Houlihan, a couple of their prime movers getting involved in the game. And all of a sudden, KB, I know you're happy, momentum swung, Carlton are back in it, game on.
Well, you wrote off Carlton after about 5 minutes. Give them a chance, 5-4-34. Port 7-3-45. I mentioned before, Carlton's got 13 players that had experience with other AFL clubs. Port Adelaide also with 11. I suppose that's the modern game. Here's a chance. Ebert to Cassisi, to Kingsley, stands and delivers. And misses. Hits the woodwork. That's the 3rd post of tonight. Once we're on Treadray, and also Brendan Favola and Jared Waite. So it's the 4th time the ball has hit the woodwork. Stevens, every time he touches the ball, goes near the ball. I reckon he might have been booed coming into the ground tonight. Nick Stevens. Hans Norman, it was a good kick. Carlton now have the loose player out wide. It's Spawn, just needs a kind bounce. Waite wants the ball out in front. And he kicked it behind Jared Waite, his opponent. It's been taken by Chaplin. Is that a good game? To Corns. Running machine has got it. Burgoyne. A couple of casual bounces. Then measures the kick to Ebert. Didn't have to break stride. Then swings around this trusted left boot. Kicks a high ball. Franco's getting back. A lot of Blues. Lappin, very happy for that ball to trickle over the boundary line for a toss back in.
Yeah, not the greatest kick from Brett Ebert on that occasion. Got the ball nicely, swung onto that dangerous left boot. Not too many options up forward. Kicked to a 1-on-4. Just got to use the ball a little better and a little smarter, Port.
Taken away by Wiggins, another great smother. That time from Jew. A lot of muscle around the ball. They pile on top and we've got a ball up.
That's the Jew smother on Wiggins, who's enjoying a good game. Son Wiggins. 46 plays 34. Stevic bouncing. Jew, is he called high? No. We'll have a replay. Lyle, the Port Adelaide runner, received a caution during the week. John Barnes suspended. Dave Huntwood missing in action. Surprising. Clearance finally comes towards Houlihan. Port working hard to keep it in there. Forward 50. Stevens searching handball to Lappin. He's away. And he's told by DeLuca to keep going. Gets a good shepherd from Davies. Great shepherd. He's still going. Lappin to centre half forward to the advantage of Favola. He'll want to get back inside. Goes wider. Carazzo. He's inside 50. Sets sail for home. He wobbles it through. Another goal to Carlton. That's 3 for the term. They have run it all the way from the Nick Stevens handball on the last line of defence. A couple of good shepherds in there. And Carlton back to within 6 points.
And they've done it beautifully too, Matty, haven't they? I mean, they've just got Port Adelaide off the boil at the moment. It is all Carlton. Brendan Favola gets his first touch for the quarter. A fantastic handball into space. The run has dried for Port. It's opened up for Carlton. Hagan's tweaked it, and they're answering the challenge.
And that man was happy because that was his first goal in AFL football. Just the 2 games last year, the last 2 games of the season. He's played every game so far this year, so he's got 6 to his name, and now he's kicked his first goal. Playing out of defence and Koutoufidis, and the Blues are inspired. They are within 6 points, 7-4-46. 6-4-40. Josh Franco's got it. All of a sudden, the screws are being tightened. Here's a chance for Primus. Too tall that time, had the drop on Carl Norman. Kicked a miracle goal in the first quarter, falling backwards, got the sole of his boot to the ball. Matthew Primus.
And again, that's the luxury for Port. Primus pushes forward, gets a mismatch, too strong and tall in the air. Peter Burgoyne comes off. Roger James comes back on after having the first kick of the game. Port captain, I'm sure, would back himself from here. Port need this goal. They are labouring at the moment. It is all Carlton, and they need a settler.
They led by 19 points at quarter time. Now it's 6 points, and that kick is a shocker. Rebounds on the full. You can just feel the momentum. Carlton starting to gain some confidence, Chris.
No doubt, KB, and you're giving any team a break, like Port have given Carlton.
Well, they dominated the first quarter, Port, didn't they? But it didn't show up on the scoreboard.
No, it didn't put them away. A little bit of confusion here.
Now he's going to throw the ball back in.
Well, the only thing I can think of there is it's touched before it hit the post.
It might have been, unless he ran outside the boundary line when he was kicking the ball and had 2 directions. So maybe a chance for Port Adelaide. Here's a chance for Primus. Pushes the ball to the front, taken away by Nick Stevens. It was a hurried kick. DeLuca needs a kind bounce, wants to paddle the ball long in front. He'd be happy to see the ball over the line for a boundary throw in.
I think the big thing for Port Adelaide, no Warren Treadray this quarter. Hasn't touched the footy. Lance Whitnell looks like he's got the job on him at the moment.
Let's have a look at the kick.
No touch there.
So it hits the behind post. My only suggestion is when he kicked the ball back in, that he ran inside the boundary line, and therefore the umpire said he was out of bounds. Here's a chance for Davies. Started on the bench. He can be a live wire. Kicked 3 goals against Collingwood twice last year. He can kick a goal. Here's Waite. He can run. He's caught. Needs support.
Great tackle, Chaplin.
It was great tackling. Here's a chance for Walsh. It's nearly a look-away handball. He's trying to set it up. Brogan's involved. So's Kane Corns. Back to Walsh. Goes very, very wide, and on the stretch he's got it. Is Wanganeen.
So Port Adelaide under pressure. They lead by 6 points. Wanganeen forced to go back inside his defensive 50. Switch of play right across the other side of the ground to Wakeland.
Good play by Favola. He's held him up.
Stuart Dew wanted it longer, but Chaplin provides an option for him. Keeps it low. Good kick. Treadray, first mark for the term.
Gee, they've given him good service tonight, haven't they?
He's trying to do likewise for White. He's got DeLuca to beat, and he does well. Well, you would have thought DeLuca had to sit there for the spoil, but White, I don't think very well.
See, I don't think DeLuca played the ball on its merits. He was too worried about White rather than looking at the ball and really going for the ball on its merits.
Well, that camera shot picks it up beautifully. Exactly what you said, KB. Took his eyes off the ball. Once it's in flight, you've just got to go for the footy. Damon White's got a strong body, held his ground beautifully. making the most of his opportunities now. Damon White gets a chance in Port's forward line, can take a mark, and does kick very accurately for goal.
1 goal, 2 for the season so far. Tried to get on the end of it, Peter Burgoyne shot at goal. And the post is just in play again, Kevin. I want you to keep a close eye on that.
That's 5 posters. We could be heading for a record.
We could be.
We'll be running out of fingers.
Short kick in from Stevens. Immediately the Blues on the attack. Hurleyhan goes wide. Whitnell's got a bit of space this time. Handball to the run of Norman. Going to have to be quick. He is. Johnson will try to get back onto his left. Does so now. Measures the kick nicely. Koutafidis. Dangerous when he gets hold of it. Short pass. He's good. Long view of another mark. And that's terrific work by Carlton. Again, from all the way back on the last line defence. Port Adelaide unable to touch the football.
Yeah, look, and when they hit their targets, they look dangerous, don't they? We spoke about Carlton's first quarter, their inability to hit their forwards on the lead with any regularity. Koutafidis, though, gets the ball. Hurleyhan, we've seen it, and Lappin as well. Good use of the ball, good movement from their forwards. And anyone can kick goals.
Well, Sydney Cherry said at quarter time that Dennis Pagan said, have a go, back yourself in, run, believe in yourself.
They've kicked the last 3, and Troy Longmuir has made sure that it stays at 3 for the moment. That's a poor kick, so he's missed 2 shots at goal this quarter. And if he's going to be that leading forward pocket player and get few possessions, he's got to make the most of those kicks.
Oh, Matty, it breaks your heart, doesn't it, when you get set shots like that? Yeah. If you're paid to kick goals, you've got to nail them. And we've seen Port let Carlton off the hook in the first quarter. Carlton doing the same to the power in the second.
47 plays, 41, 1 straight kick the difference. 8.5 minutes left in the second term. 7-5-47 the power. The Blues 6-5-41. Chance for Carazzo. His confidence will be high. He's just kicked his first goal in AFL football. McGrath to Koutafidis. The big man gets the ball across to Bow, who's had the job playing on Josh Franco. Chance now for Carazzo. Goes short. He's a good kick. Finds Hurleyhan.
This is the kick.
He's been one of the stars for the Blues. It goes wide. Here's a chance for Longmuir at the back. But Favola up in front. And the big man is marked directly in front, 35 metres out.
Well, momentum swung incredibly now. Favola, the danger man in the forward lines for Carlton. Port Adelaide are flat. No run at all. Burgoyne's on the interchange bench. Their legs are a worry. Kane Corns comes from the ground as well. The problems that have haunted Port this year are coming back again. No run. Oof. Talk about alarm bells, KP. I think I'll change them. I think they're ringing for the other mob now.
This is the tie up the game. 7.5 minutes left in this second term. After trailing by 19 points at quarter time. Favola going for goal number 3. Very deliberate. Stands and delivers. Unloads. He's a dead-eye dick. Straight through the centre. Scores a level, Chris.
I can see the scoreboard, KB. You are correct. Brendan Favola, the man for Carlton. A beautiful lead. Too good for Michael Wilson on that occasion. He is a master, Brendan Favola. One of the game's elite. Kicks beautifully for goal. Levels the score. Mark Williams, the coach, with the headaches. Carlton in control.
Well, scores a level. Lots of concern there for Mark Williams. They appeared to be cruising when they kicked the first goal of this term. It's been all Carlton since. They've kicked the last 4 to wrap it up. And we've still got 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, he's just tweaked a little bit, hasn't he, Dennis Pagan? Takes Whitnell, who couldn't touch the ball, out of the play, puts him back into the back lines, brings Koutafidis in, and they're hitting their targets and having a go as Dennis Pagan wanted at quarter time.
Kingsley gets a free kick, too high. Umpire Sean Ryan in charge. Crowd appealing for 50, it's not to be.
It's too slow to move the ball on.
Carlton have got everyone back now. Wilson. Long ball. Wiggins first there for Carlton. Thurston's first there for Port. Does well, Thurston's trapped it. But it It's forced over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
He's been very happy with the ball going towards the boundary line, Chris.
Absolutely. Port under pressure going wide. No Stewie Dew in the second quarter either. The game breaker in the first quarter, the penetrating leg to Treadray. 3 times the combination works. Stewie Dew out of the play. Treadray not touching.
Primus decides to go on his own out of the ruck contest. It spills through to Treadray. He keeps it alive. Chance here for Cochrane. He's going nowhere.
That's a big danger for Carlton when Primus comes down and does the ruck work. So big and strong. And, if you haven't got a designated ruckman there, he just pushes them out of the way.
Boundary throwing. Deep inside the Port Adelaide forward line. Primus. What will he do here? Will he look for Franco? He did. Around the back. He had time, Josh. Touched, not a mark. Touched off the boot. DeLuca thought it was a mark. The crowd knew that it wasn't. We'll have a ball up.
I reckon Dennis Pagan would like his players to really man up at those boundary throw-ins, because Primus is we just saw it again there. That's twice now. They could have scored goals.
Well, Franco had more time than he thought. He thought he was going to be swamped, but he could have just steadied and kicked the goal. That time it was Thurston's. Looking for Franco again. Stevens was awake to it. And they're not out of danger yet, Carlton.
One of Port's set plays you'll see 2 ruckmen go for the contest. Mark Williams did it last year with a lot of success. Primus will go for the ruck, but a Damon White, a second player up, will take control of the hit out. Let's see if they try it again.
Been listening. Primus digs it out. Thurston's got away from the pack. And he kicks the goal. Just exactly the opposite of what you said, Chris.
Correct. They weren't listening.
Thurston's just faded away from the pack. Somehow Primus gets it out to him, and Toby Thurston's gets his second. Port Adelaide back in front.
Yeah, just can't let him off the hook. So much good work done. But again, they're set plays for Port Adelaide, albeit fortuitous on that occasion. Kuta feet his foot while he kicks it out of the back. You've just got to kick the ball in play. Thurston's waiting on the outside. Left foot, right foot. Nails the goal.
Just to give you some indication, Port had 101 possessions in that first quarter. They've had 42 disposals in this second term. They might be better for DeLuca to do the ruck work on the forward line, let Koutafidis be the man on the ground, because certainly Primus is a man mountain.
KB, what it does show is that Port and Carlton have both had the same number of touches this quarter, so both 42 each. And Carlton is so much more efficient with their use of the footy.
Chance for French to Carazzo, working hard as Houlihan. Side steps, side tracks, and kicks the ball back. Looking for the bowler. He's got 3. Here's a chance. Lattenwood, he held off the ball. He's gone. Pinned. I think Lappin thought he may have been held. Once you fall on top of the ball, if you don't knock it out, you are gone. Waitland. Fortunate defender. Squeezed up along the boundary line, finds Ebert. He's a live wire, Ebert, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got some good pace, just finding his feet in AFL footy, but very strong overhead too, KB, and got a thumping leg.
He's bouncy.
He's bouncy.
He's bouncy. Like players who can bounce around. There's a beautiful kick. Speared the ball into Walsh. It's been handy across half-back as well. Here's a chance for Cochrane. Backtracks, concedes grounds and retreats and gives it across. There's a beautiful kick out wide. And it's taken by Wanganeen. Short to Franco. It's outside 50. Got Thurston's pushing off his man. Here's a chance for Damon White. He's been the target. He's got it. Just stood his ground and up went the big mitts. And it stuck.
Well, they look dangerous when they can get the ball inside 50. Carlton have denied them the footy in the second quarter. Damon White takes the strong mark overhead. 6 or 7 inches on Lappin. And all of a sudden,
Lappin's off too.
He just looked a bit out of sorts, didn't he?
Actually, Damon White did well not to push him in the back. Damon White directly in front. It's a good kick, Chris. You told us that. Hammers it home.
Damon White can play the game of that, there's no doubt. They've taken their time with him at Port Adelaide. Had a couple of broken legs that's really hindered his progress, but has now got the body he needs to play the game at this level. Strong overhead, a beautiful kick. Value for touches, Damon White. answer the challenge. There's such strength in their forward lines. 4 big men. It's a real weapon. They don't have an advantage in fitness over Carlton, but they do in height. That may be the difference at the end of the game.
So Port Adelaide with 2 goals in a row. Now an important 3 1/4 minutes remaining in this first turn. Lappin's gone to the bench for Carlton. So now a chance for Drink Spawn. Teague runs off the half-back flank. Creating an option, playing on quickly. Longmuir, the target's got to be out in front of him. It is. Juggling mark, play on the call. Crumbing though, Houlihan around the body. Out of bounds on the full. Ryan Houlihan signalling no, wasn't a good kick. Are you keeping score of the point posts? There's 2 of those as well, KB.
No, there's only 5.
There's 5 goal posts and 2 point posts. That's 7. Walsh to bring it back in. High ball. Pack forming. Leap at it from Wakeland. Davies tunnels it through his legs. Went again, knocked it out of Franco's hands. He kept it alive, Davies. Houlihan taps it to Longmuir. Can they make something out of nothing at the Blues? They won't. Strong tackling by Port Adelaide. Corns, Cassisi. Can they get out of trouble? They will. Brogan's not happy. He's got the footy though. Ebert bounces around that wing. Kicks it long. Treadway the target. Whitnell in front. Trying to use the body. Play on the call. Treadway went with a good handball to James. Short pass is good. Burgoyne, he's released over the top. Decides to use Wanganeen. He gets clear. Terrible kick, but it may be a goal. It is. They've got 3 in a row, Port, just before half time. Not his best kick. It doesn't really matter. It's in the scoreboard. A goal to Port Adelaide.
Yeah, you take it every time, don't you? Peter Burgoyne gets back involved in the game. 12 touches in the first quarter, only his 5th in the second. Been a much quieter player. Treadway involved as well. Port's class act, stand up. Burgoyne, James, Treadway, Wanganeen. Leadership group answering the challenge. Not pretty, but you take it.
65 plays, 47. Port back to 18 points. They led by 19 points at quarter time. They've kicked the last 3 goals. Kudafidis. Can he lift the troops? To centre half forward. Lappin back off the bench was a high flyer. Wade had it. Dumped. Taken off this time now. It was dumped after he got rid of the ball. That's why he's got the free kick. Jared Wade. He's hit 5 goals for the season. He's hit the post in the first quarter. Just under 2 minutes left in this second term. Important kick for the Blues. Just to restore some confidence. The Power have answered the challenge. They've kicked the last 3 goals as Waite stands and delivers. It's a big ball. It's a big kick. It's a big goal.
I'll get the answering goal. Jared Wade, no doubt about his ability to play the game. Wins the free kick. Port Adelaide give away the undisciplined free kick inside 50. And, well, it was probably there.
I think he's just unlucky, Wakeland, that the ball just spilled out of Wade's hand. Wakeland probably thought he still had control of it. Jared Wade with his first goal of the night. Coming into his 3rd season. Time for Jared Wade now. He's a very talented young player. Just 22 years of age. Here's Bowyer. Just bangs it forward. Port with the numbers. Montgomery over the top. Couldn't take it. Walsh clean below the knees. That's good. Somehow he gave it up though. Johnson's kick smothered. Ball still at the 450. Hugh got a call up the side from Montgomery. Takes on Johnson. Kicks it up towards the wing. Out comes Cochrane. Norman happy to see it over the line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Minute and a quarter remaining in the first half. Port Adelaide led by 19 points at quarter time. Current lead is 12 points after a 9-goal quarter. 5 to Carlton, 4 to Port. Lade trying to be a little bit cute. Johnson off the ground. Jew reads it well. James give to Lade, who backed up nicely. The long kick, where's Treadray? Houlihan in best spot for Carlton. Teague come over the top. Ebert's there. Ebert at ground level. Can he get another one? He can! Another goal to Port Adelaide. They get that margin back to that 3 goals, and that's exactly what his job is. But Ebert to stay at ground level and clean up the crumbs.
Yeah, certainly allowed a buy in on marking contest as well. The part of his game that he's really improved is that second and third effort. Stewie Dew again just starting to get back involved in this game. He misses the mark but recovers so well. Nails the goal. And we're going to see plenty more of that from Brett Ebert over the years.
First goal tonight, Teague just didn't make contact with the ball.
No, and just a hard bloke to match up on too, Brett Ebert. Explosive pace, strong in the air, powerful leg. A very difficult match-up for Dennis Payne.
But Teague coming over the top with Houlihan, had to make contact with the ball. Here's a chance to Brogan. He looks an angry man tonight, Brogan. The ball up, still inside the centre square. 11-5, 71 the power. 8-5, 53 the Blues. Here's Brogan, speak of the devil, strutting his stuff inside 50. Teague this time getting back. Free kick. It's going to Treadray, who's pulled off the ball that time by Whitmore. With just 20 seconds left in this quarter before the main break, you can see there, tied up, interfering with Treadray, denying the opportunity to go for the ball.
It just shows you the beauty of getting the ball into your forward line with some speed and some length. Makes Lance Whitnell feel uncomfortable next to Warren Treadray in a goal.
This to make it 24 points, and Treadray, well, some people said his kicking improved last year, but hasn't improved very much this year.
Evidently it's 1 year on, 1 year off, KB.
You were saying something about a goal, Chris?
Should have been kicked. I was going to say, yes, Matthew, thank you very much.
1-3.
But is it fair to say that's always been maybe the only weakness in his game, his kicking?
Yeah, I don't think there's any maybe about it. I think it probably is the only weakness to a fantastic game, but he should have kicked forward tonight.
Let off the hook that time for the Blues. They'll be wiping the brow. 53 plays, 72. They lead by 19 points as the siren sounds. It's the same margin that they led by at quarter time, Port Adelaide. And at the main break, 11-6, 72. 8-5, 53.
Catch every game? Then watch The Winners.
We'll recap everything you need to know about every game.
Every Sunday night from 7:30. Get all the highlights, stats and post-match reaction from every game with this week's host, Clinton Dreyfus.
It's footy's ultimate wrap every Sunday.
The Winners, Sunday at 7:30 local on Fox Footy Channel.
Whatever happened to the real Australia? The Australia where the only high-rise on the beach was temporary. Where it was harder to find a noisy spot than a quiet one. Where the only things colouring the water were fish. Well, I got news for you. The real Australia is still here. Come and see the real thing. Come and see the real thing. Come and see.
It's a wonderful goal.
Traffic? It'll kill me.
I know.
Her Royal Highness is on the phone. Again.
I know.
How unusual. The caveman's downloading from the internet. It all adds up, you know. Don't even get me started on line rental and the setup costs. Do you have any idea how much this all costs?
Yes. I know.
Primus One Broadband. Never pay for local calls. Get unlimited downloads and line rental for one simple fee. Plus, right now, get a free modem. Sounds good? It is. Primus. Go on, change.
Do we really need all these lights on?
Feeling the squeeze? Harvey Harvey Norman takes the pressure off with 48 months interest-free on Now. Yes, today's trends, tomorrow's technology. It's all yours now on 48 months interest-free at Harvey Norman. Lounges, dining, bedding, bedroom suites, everything electrical from big screens to coffee machines. All that's hot in digital cameras and desktops, phones and laptops, and so much more. Don't wait. Go Harvey Norman and start living now with 48 incredible months interest-free. Now, that's a rate worth your interest. But hurry, offer must end this weekend.
Well, the Carlton fans certainly had something to celebrate halfway through that second quarter when the scores were level, but at half-time we see Port Adelaide still with that 19-point lead. They really did kick away in the second half of that second term. Burgoyne and Montgomery, 2 goals apiece. Burgoyne's been terrific, had a bit of a breather in that second term, but he's still leading with 17 disposals. Houlihan's been good for Carlton with 14, and Brendan Favola is their key target with 3. And at one stage during that quarter, you made mention during the call, Chris, 42 disposals each, and Carlton were back in the game, but Port reacted.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, Carlton, a fantastic start of that second quarter, just denied Port the footy. Treadray couldn't get back in the game, and they just ground their way back into the contest and finally started to use the ball properly. I mean, they just missed their targets in the first quarter. As soon as they started to hit them, they were a much different team.
Yeah, 3 out of every 4 disposals after that for Port Adelaide, and they did end up kicking 5 goals, 3 apiece in that term. And they started well in the first quarter, Port Adelaide. Stewie Dew coming off the half-back line, his magnificent kicking was finding Warren Treadray. It's the best known leg in the country, and it's such a lethal weapon.
It certainly is. Just off one step too, and just such a powerful kick. Kicks over lines, kicks over the flood, and Port Adelaide with their 4 tools in the forward line and Stewie Dew's leg made it a very good combination, and doing it both with his leg and a couple of nice smothers as well.
There's been some good smothers, one from him and also from Matthew Primus. Peter Burgoyne, he's been missing the last couple of weeks with suspension. It has hurt Port Adelaide. He's at his best tonight.
It certainly was. Just needed some speed in the midfield, Port Adelaide. They haven't had it the last couple of weeks, and he was fantastic. 12 touches in the first quarter, kicking goals, running over lines and using the ball beautifully. A little quieter in the second quarter. Has he got the engine to go 4 quarters is probably the question, and I think that's the question we've asked about Port all year. Have they got the legs to carry them through 4 quarters, given that they've got Franco and Primus and now Burgoyne, who haven't had a lot of footy?
It is very noticeable, though, when Peter Burgoyne does touch the footy, something usually happens to Port Adelaide.
He creates things, doesn't he? Something out of nothing. He and Kane Corns were fantastic in the midfield. I mean, I think they've probably had 25, 26 touches between them, so they're the difference. But Carlton need to quieten them down, and when Houlihan got himself back in the game and used the ball well, hey, it was she's an even game.
Warren Treadray could have had 4 goals.
Oh, kicked terribly.
You don't like it.
Kept KB in the game. I mean, he was pretty excited about the posters, but 4 shots at goal for Warren Treadray, 1 goal 3. I mean, he'd be hurting at half-time, but they were all kickable. Kept the door open for Carlton. They're still in this contest.
What do you think of Chaplin's first, it was his 3rd game in AFL footy? He got hold of it a lot early on.
Yeah, look, I really like the kid. Knows where the ball is a very smart player. Hasn't had a huge amount of the footy, but he's going to be a long-term player, no doubt about that, and got some good athleticism, and normally hits targets when he finds the ball with legs.
Yes, he's a long-term prospect here at Port Adelaide, Troy Chaplin, and he's
got such a toe too. I mean, that was a great little chase down. So he's 6'4", but got some leg speed as well.
Peter Burgoyne on the top of the list. Kane Corns, we're used to seeing his name at the top. Peter Walsh,
he's certainly finding his feet quickly in this Port Adelaide side. Look at your half-back line, Wakeland, Chaplin, Walsh. I mean, Chaplin's is surprising, 11 touches, but a lot of footy from half-back. Stewie Dew spending some time back there as well. Warren Treadray with 10 touches, but not making them count. But I think Bergen and Corns are the two. If Carlton can keep them quiet, they can stay in this game, but if they blow the game apart, it might be curtains. We'll take a break from AAMI Stadium. We've looked at Port Adelaide, we'll look at Carlton when we return.
Monday nights on Fox Footy Channel, Jared Healy, Robert Walls and Mike Sheehan, all leaders in their chosen field and award-winning journalists, discuss the game's key issues with its most influential stars, power brokers and coaches.
Once you get in game situations, I think you're there to win a game of footy.
On the Couch, every Monday, live and exclusive from 8:30 Eastern.
Whatever happened to the real Australia? The Australia where the only high-rise on the beach was temporary. Where it was harder to find a noisy spot than a quiet one. Where the only things colouring the water were fish. Well, I got news for you. The real Australia is still here. Come and see the real thing. Come and see the real thing. Come and see.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, sir.
I need help with this.
What is it?
It's my invention.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing.
So what's the problem?
Everyone's going to want one.
I see.
My company is small. This is huge.
You need to grow fast.
Exactly.
Can I see it?
Have a look.
Whoa.
Help desk.
Shannons don't just insure Gogomobiles. No. Shannons insure all the classics, even the recent ones, with agreed value, choice of repairer.
And Shannons don't charge you any extra to pay your premium by the month.
So when the car comes first, insure it with Shannons. You're an enthusiast, so call Shannons on 134646.
We're here in Melbourne to relive a classic footy moment that has it all.
Who else could give us all this?
Who else but the maestro? Hey, James Hill.
Hey, guys.
All right, so it's Essendon 131, West Coast 131. 30 minutes and 48 seconds gone. In the
Umpire has the ball, but it's on.
He's got it.
Hey, maybe the umpire. I'm not the umpire, I'm Bully. Bully gets it at the head.
Wait, the fairy tale's complete. James Hard, you are a champion. Yes!
Feeling the squeeze? Harvey Norman takes the pressure off with 48 months interest-free on now. Move up to glorious high-definition plasma with this amazing Panasonic deal. A huge 42-inch high-definition plasma panel, complete with bonus 5-year warranty and bonus high-definition set-top box. All for just $5,499. That's unbeatable value and only at Harvey Norman. Why wait? Buy now and start living today with 48 incredible months interest-free. Now that's a deal worthy of your interest. Good one, Harvey. Don't miss out.
Wednesday, in another exclusive Fox Footy feature, experience the infamous Kokoda track, resting place to over 600 diggers.
Already suffering from malaria, but they would be in their pits, manning the gun.
In the ultimate pre-season challenge, the entire Hawthorn squad tackled the demanding jungle terrain and gained insight to the legendary Anzac spirit.
What they must have gone through to get people up those hills is just extraordinary.
In a special Anzac Round tribute, join us Wednesday for Hawthorn's Kokoda Trek.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Football at AAMI Stadium. Carlton haven't defeated Port Adelaide since round 12, 2001. At the moment, they trail by 19 points. That's the contract ahead of them if they are to change that statistic. And Chris, in that second term, they had control of the game.
Hey, they certainly did in the first half of that quarter, no doubt about that. I mean, Troy Longmuir had a couple of shots at goal. They just didn't grasp and make the most of their opportunities, but they looked a different team. And, when Favola's getting hold of the footy, he is a very, very dangerous man.
It's been an interesting move, hasn't it, to use Longmuir as that player deep out of the goal square as the leading target.
Look, I don't mind it against Brett Montgomery. He probably does him for pace and quite strong in the air, Longmuir. Had his 3 or 4 shots at goal. Wilson there gives away the free kick. Favola kicks the much-needed goal. 7 touches in the first quarter to Favola. Looks so dangerous. So they've got a couple of key targets, Carlton, but again, just haven't been able to nail that goal.
This man's been very good, Houlihan. We talk about when Burgoyne gets the footy, something happens. Likewise for Carlton, Houlihan uses it well.
Well, he just used it beautifully, didn't we? We saw Carlton go forward on numerous occasions, especially in the first quarter, and just missed that kick, not hit targets, and it broke their heart. But and then they just decided on a couple of occasions, well, if we can't pinpoint it, let's just bang it to the hot spot, front and square.
Simon Wiggins, he's been good.
He's that.
He's been very good, and Lampin hasn't had his best game, but in this instance, using it well. And as I mentioned during the call, it was a confident goal to Houlihan. It was a side that believed they could win the game the way they were playing at that stage.
Yeah, and Favola again getting involved in that play. You know, Lappin's had some moments, but he needs to probably do a little bit more when we see him go up in the forward line, maybe try a cameo up there. He came off the ground in that second quarter, so hopefully he's not too injured. But you get the feeling that Houlihan and Favola are the two keys for Carlton. And Nick Stevens has just been so quiet. There's not a lot of footy coming from the midfield. But Favola's got it over Wilson when he's got a one-on-one contest.
Good to see Carazzo getting involved, getting his first goal in AFL footy. 2 years on the Geelong rookie list. Probably thought at one stage that AFL footy was never going to come his way. Favola, he is their go-to man. He's kicked 3 goals. I mean, 7 goals coming into the game, so 10 goals for the season. He's just as likely to kick 4 1/4, which he's done many times.
Look, it could blow the game apart at any stage. Looks so dangerous. Pagan's giving him as much of that 50 as he wants. And he's just the live wire from it. If he can get involved in the game, I mean, we're talking about Lance Whitnell too, hasn't touched the footy yet either. So Carlton have got a few aces up their sleeve at half-time. 2 defeatees, Whitnell and Lappin. If they can get involved in this game, well, it's far from over, and KB will be happy with that.
And you did touch on Nick Stevens now. Coming off 29 disposals last week, he averages 24, 25 throughout his career. He's a wonderful footballer, knows where to go to get it. Just a little bit quieter tonight, just a couple of kicks and 3 handballs.
Yeah, look, emotionally difficult for him, no doubt, playing here at
that wouldn't bother him though, he's tough. He's mentally tough.
Josh Franco, I think, has done really well on him, had the role on him after he got picked up early and kept him extremely quiet. Had a little cameo on the bench, Nick Stevens, but again, needs to get involved in this contest.
Andrew Walker started well, but was quiet in that second term with just the 7 disposals. Brett Johnson came into the game in that second term to pick up 6, and Kudafiti's another one of the Carlton big guns that he should, hopefully for their sake, get hold of the footy a lot in the second half. We've been following the scores of the game at the Telstra Dome between Geelong and Essendon. We'll show you another score of the game in progress. If you don't want to know the score, you know the drill. You can look away now. The mini league's finished. It's 19 points the margin. We'll take a break. We'll come back to the second half from AAMI Stadium after this.
Sunday at 2, Fox Footy is taking you live and active to the MCG for the Tigers-Dockers clash. Catch every quarter commercial free as Terry's Tigers attempt to protect their home ground and secure 4 valuable points. Press work to take control of your audio and visual options, or just sit back and enjoy footy's #1 commentary team. Your Sunday lineup kicks off at 2, live with the Tigers and Dockers, followed by the Swans and Crows. The winners' weekend wrap at 7:30 before Saints and Demons.
Clean up at Bunnings Warehouse with the lowest prices every day. Catalogue out now. Pack of 4 energy-saving globes, only $9.98. GMC electric line trimmer, just $19.93. Heavy-duty chrome shelving unit, alone $99. Massport Stinger mower, just $329. Bostik 1 litre sugar soap concentrate, only $2.24. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Whatever happened to the real Australia? The Australia where the only high-rise on the beach was temporary. Where it was harder to find a noisy spot than a quiet one. Where the only things colouring the water were fish. Well, I got news for you. The real Australia is still here. Come and see the real thing. Come and see the real thing. Come and see.
This is it, last roll of the dice. Fremantle's 5 minutes. That is the knock in the air.
Do you like chicken?
Do I like chicken?
Send a chicken back because our customers demanded it. Hungry Jack's original grilled chicken burger with tomato, lettuce and ranch sauce. Flame grilled. I'm grilled.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Introducing the
utility vehicle. And the first ever V6 4x2 Hilux, delivering 175 kilowatts of power. Get in or get out of the way.
60 seconds to go. Mooney to Hunt. Pick up with an inspirational smother. Lane, handball. Mooney can finish it. Take it down, Byron. Pop will win this one. Lane, handball. Mooney can finish it. Take it down, Byron. Pop will win this one.
LAPD SWAT is the most honored, most respected, and most professional police division in the world. We're the SWAT of you now.
Wednesday on AFL Love Match, host Rebecca Wilson pairs up two AFL legends as former Geelong Premiership star Doug Wade takes on Melbourne Best and Fairest winner Stan Alves.
What does PMS stand for?
Post-menstrual situation.
AFL Love Match, a real test of teamwork. Wednesday on Fox Footy Channel.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium. Second half about to commence. It's a 19-point margin to Port Adelaide. It was exactly that at quarter time. Burgoyne's been outstanding for them with 2 goals and 17 disposals. Montgomery picked up 2 in that first quarter. And Favola has 3 for Carlton. Houlihan has been good for them. Chris, I guess Dennis Pagan, what he would have seen there, not a lot to change really, just a little bit, I guess, cleaner at times.
Yeah, they certainly were. Look, I think with Carlton, I mean, they just need a couple of their quality players to get involved in the contest. I mean, we've hardly seen Lance Whitnell. Kuda Fidi's been extremely quiet. Your boy, Eddie Betts, we were looking for him to have some control of the game too. Hasn't made an impact. So they've got some players who Dennis Pagan could give a rocket to at half-time if they lift. You never know.
There is Eddie Betts, hasn't touched the footy as yet, but let's find out what's happening down at the boundary level. Here's Tiffany Cherry.
Well, there's a barrier put up in the Carlton race, but that didn't stop the insults flying as the Blue Boys walked off the ground. Barnaby French, that's the first half. How do you feel, mate, now? And Kuda, you are playing like a girl. That's what I heard. So, but Dennis Pagan was pretty happy with them. The word inside the room is, as he said at quarter time, just take your chances, back yourself. This is an ebb and flow game and you can win it. No injuries for Carlton. As for Port Adelaide, I can see Aaron Shattuck with the tracksuit top on. He was taken off the 15-minute mark of that last quarter and gradually stiffened up. So unless they desperately need him, he won't play the rest of the game.
Thanks, Jeff. It certainly was in that second term a game of swinging momentum. Kevin?
What about the fitness of Port Adelaide against Carlton? It's a bit tight, Chris.
Got to be in question, KB. I think it's a valid point. Michael Wilson hasn't only in his second game. Toby Thurston's been out for a couple of weeks. Roger James, we know, is really labouring with that leg. We've only seen him for a little cameo today, 20 minutes at most. Primus, Franco, Burgoyne. So, got half a dozen players who haven't had a lot of footy yet this year, and that we've seen it tell for other teams too. Brisbane, I guess, when they play players who aren't fit, it costs them on the scoreboard. So I think it's a question mark over Port Adelaide, no doubt.
Roger James is back on the bike. He's done more Ks than Lance Armstrong tonight.
There's got to be a drama with that knee. Didn't spend much time on the track during the week either. Mark Williams really rates him their best clearance player, no doubt. But for him to spend so much time on the bike tonight, there's obviously a problem.
Set to go for the second half. Saturday night football. One of these teams will finish at 2 wins and 2 losses. At the moment, Port Adelaide lead. French winning the knock though. Franco couldn't take it. Kuda Fidi's. He did, but it was cut off by Jew. To Kingsley on the left. Nice pass. Primus. Thought about moving on now. Gets to it quickly. High kick though. Carrazzo has to go back. Carlton have some numbers. The punch from Whitnell to Teague. To Kuda Fidi's, and now Johnson breaking through the middle. Waite with the lead. Carrazzo. Carlton with 2 players out wide. One of them is Houlihan. Wasn't like to waste the footy and doesn't. Favola, too quick for Wakeland.
Yeah, well, the change has been made at half-time. Wilson gets off Favola. Darryl Wakeland goes on to him, but again, Favola will have it over Wakeland for speed. Did so on that occasion. Carlton get inside 50. Houlihan again, the man. Just uses the ball so well. Favola on the lead, hard to stop. And an important kick this one. Carlton get the first goal, get the margin back to 13 points. KB, your money.
Well, he's a great kick, isn't he, Brendan Favola? That's one thing that we have seen. Right throughout his career, from that very first Millennium game when he booted 12 goals, he told us then he was a goal kicker.
His best performance against Port Adelaide is 3, round 19, 2003. He's lining up for number 4. To get the margin back to 13 points. Right behind him on the reverse angle. He's got it bending back nicely. Carlton get the first goal of the second half.
Well, not too many crunch kickers for goal than better ones than Brendan Favola, and loves Amy Stadium. 7 goals here last time he was here against the Crows. 4 tonight, and a few more on offer, you would think. And as soon as Carlton start using the ball like they did on that occasion, good with the hand, even better by foot, they look dangerous. Deny Port the ball, and Carlton are a chance to win.
There's Favola, just slotting that one through. He's been a dominant force up forward. Treadray's had the same opportunity for the power, but he's got 1 goal 3. And Favola's got 4 goals 1, and that was a poster. Here's a chance for French inside that centre square. The Blues will not go away. Walker left it for his teammate. That was Wiggins. It was a toe poke out. Bowyer back to Walker. Rockets the ball wide to Johnson. It's been handy since he's come off the bench. Back wide to Bowyer. Wrapped up in the tackle that time by Franco. Nick Stevens getting some very close attention. Wait, could be the Danes man. Kicks a high ball right to the square. Longmuir's at the back. Couldn't take it. And finally pushed through for a behind. Back to 12 points. Number 6, 72, plays 9-6-60. And Corns slides onto the ball. He's a cross half back. Playing the possession game to Walsh. As they sidetrack Montgomery. A couple of goals in the first quarter. Looking for Kingsley, tries to tickle the ball, can't control it.
Just doesn't work for Port Adelaide when they try to overpossess the footy and don't move it with speed. It breaks down far too often. Got to get the ball up the corridor. Peter Burgoyne, the man to run and carry over the lines. As soon as they chip and like they did on that occasion, they'll turn the ball over, keep Carlton in the game.
Barnaby French blocks Horns that time with Primus. Gives the Blues a bit more of a chance in those ruck contests. Once French comes down, they'll pile on top, and there's a ball up. Burgoyne's had it 17 times, 15 to Corns, 13 to Walsh. Has been good across half-back. Jew 11 times. And for the Blues, Houlihan 15. He's their leading possession winner from Wiggins 11, 10 to Favola. He's also kicked 4 goals 1. The power by 12 points. Chance for Montgomery. Wrapped up in the tackle that time by Wade. He wants a free kick. He'll get a ball up right on 50.
There's good contest there. It's good use of the body by Montgomery to get rid of Wade, but Wade came back. Didn't give up on the contest. He's trying to inject himself into this game early in this third turn. Wade. Handball goes back 15 metres, but Carlton have numbers. Wiggins to Stevens on the left boot. Longmuir again the target. He's got it. That's a terrific mark.
Well, he has been dangerous, Chris.
He has overhead. He's been very dangerous. Again, just got a couple of inches on Michael Wilson. We know Wilson's had a couple of shoulder reconstructions over the summer and just struggling a little bit above his head. But he hasn't kicked well for goal, KB.
No.
4 marks. This will be his 4th kick. And will the result be 2-2? So far 1-2. He's got it. He celebrates as soon as it leaves the boot. Carlton get another one. They're back to within a goal. Troy Longmuir enjoying his first game for the Carlton team with 2 goals. He's a target.
Certainly is a target. Carlton again denying Port Adelaide the football. Did it so well in the second quarter, getting first possession, getting clearances. No Peter Burgoyne. Came calls early in this third quarter. Nick Stevens with some reasonable usage. And Troy Longmuir, strong overhead, takes the contested mark, kicks the goal. Carlton away to a flyer at the start of the third.
Still a young man at his third club, Troy Longmuir. Started with Melbourne, Fremantle, 55 games. At 39 goals coming into this game tonight, and it's been a good debut. He's kicked a couple of goals. Koutafidis is always good at those centre-bound stoppages. Here's a chance for Whitnell. Got the big job now playing on Treadray. They started the two big guns on Treadray. First of all it was Kouta, now it's Whitnell. Wiggins will take the free kick for the Blues. Looks for Carazzo. It's been a handy pick-up, Carazzo. He's been good right throughout the year. Been very good in the 4 games, broke in last year. Made the last couple of games of the season, kicked his first goal tonight. Here's French with a ball dropping short to Walker, the young gun. Gives it across to Houlihan, who's been great all night. The bowler's the target. Second grab, couldn't take it.
Free kick.
It's a free kick. It's a free kick to Brendan Favola, and this to tie up the scores.
Once again, great use of the footy from Carlton. Gets the ball to the hot spot. Gets Favola one-on-one. Maybe again a little bit lucky. Just over the shoulder would have paid it, KB.
Left hand down on the shoulder. That's it.
You want him if you're a forward anyway. And the move of Wakeland onto Favola, not working that well.
So the man with the golden boot, Brendan Favola. Had a great year last year, kicked 66 goals. Only 4 Carlton players actually kicked better than 20 goals last year. Favola, Whitnell, Lappin, Camporelli, of course, not playing tonight, but this man was the gun. He's kicked 4 tonight. This to tie up the scores for the Blues. As we approach the 15-minute mark of this third term, Favola. No angle to speak of. Will shoot from 45 metres. And that straight through the heart of the power. No, he's hit the post. He's hit the post. That's the 6th time. This is a record.
Are you sure?
Plus you just made that up. I just made that up.
Plus the 2 behind posts. 6 times the goal post. 2 the behind post. Anyone think this game is brought to you by Australia Post? But it's not. It's our good friends at Toyota.
Well, it's a 5-point ball game.
Here's Montgomery trying to do battle with Lappin, and Lappin gets some help from Andrew Walker.
The Port's problem, as it's been all year, is the lack of run from the midfield. Roger James sits on the bike. Peter Burgoyne can't get involved in the contest. Kane Corns has gone on to Koutafidis. Who gets the football for Port Adelaide at the moment? Carlton, with first use of the ball, looking far more dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Breaks from the contest, caught, good tackle. That's from Primus. Walker, dancing, not dancing with the stars. He's gone. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
But Chris, you made a good point at half-time. You said with the number of players that Port Adelaide have had with their pre-season, not quite being 100% fit, what we've seen so far in this, I suppose the first half or first 10 minutes or so of this third term, is that maybe they are feeling the pinch.
Yeah, you've got to think it's playing a role, KB. Late start of the season, injured players getting game time, not suiting them at all.
Carlton still on top. Koutafidis with the clearance. And we'll have another boundary throw in. 29 disposals to 8 so far in this third term. It's been all Carlton. They've got the margin back to 5 points.
You're trying to look at Port Adelaide. Where is their first possession winner at the moment? Josh Franco's got a tagging responsibility. So's Kane Corns. Mark Williams needs to free a player in the midfield up.
Brogan just trying to lay it down. Stolen by Johnson. He's bent that back. Has he got the distance? It's hit the post. Kevin, what's going on?
I'm not Nostradamus, but I said we're on our way to a record.
Oh, another poster, but for Carlton fans watching, they're happy the fact that they're getting all the clearances now. They're just dominating.
Can we get a tape measure out there and measure in between the goalposts, Chris?
You reckon it's too wide or too narrow?
Too narrow.
Well, the clearances are a real problem for Port last week. The Crows smashed them in the clearances. They're getting thumped again at the start of this third quarter.
Well, it's been an entertaining game. It's a 4-point ball game, 72 plays, 68, and all of a sudden some errors are starting to creep into the game. Port Adelaide were just so supreme in that first quarter and just didn't quite get the results for all their good play. They led by 19 points, and that was the only bonus for the Blues. And since then, they've just kept chipping away as the power come forward to take the ground. In fact, they spoiled each other. That time, Brogan punched the ball out of Montgomery's arms. Take 2 for Montgomery, who again was very good in that first term with a couple of goals. They stand and deliver. Wiggins pumps the ball back to 50. Chance for Cassisi, wrapped up in the tackle by Davies, taken away by Favola. Kicks a high ball. Getting back. Here's Wakeland. Thought there could have been a transfer of play. He now stands and delivers. Finds his target in Walsh. The run will come. Wilson out in front. Looking for White. He's got Teague to beat. Who's a strong tackler.
He's a player, isn't he?
Strong tackler. Whitnell hammers the ball back towards centre half forward. Kurtafidis is going to go hard, and so does Muir. What's that, a grab? Not paid. Wanganeen, Indian rubber man, bounces up to his feet, gives the ball across to Wilson, rockets the ball wide to Jew, the man with the magic boot, hammers the ball long. Here's Treadray. Couldn't take it that time. Ebert pounced on it, kicks a goal. He's got two.
Well, every time Stewie Jew touches the footy tonight, something happens. Brett Ebert on the end of that one.
I just wonder whether that was a mark to Troy Longview. I'd love to see that again, because it was a mighty attempt. Take nothing away from this kick, which was really measured to Treadray. But it was a good effort by Longview.
Ebert doing the stuff at ground level. Treadray couldn't take the mark, but Stewie Jew, the man for Port, he's the game breaker. That leg's so valuable, just needs to get the ball more often.
Ebert second, gets the margin back out to 10 points. 2 off the ground for Brett Ebert. 4th goal for the year. Here's Brogan, trying to do it all himself. Back to Montgomery. Off a standing start. Goes out wide. Here comes Burgoyne. Again trying to knock it to his own advantage. This time it didn't come off. Johnson to Teague. Ball spills to Bowyer. Wobbles the ball forward. Carazzo, but Carlton have numbers here. They're away. The shepherd comes from French. Carazzo wants Favola. Up he goes over the back. Walker couldn't take it.
Oh, Lappin.
Lappin can. Lappin bends it round. Kicks a goal. The answering goal to the Blues. Well, they had some options there.
And they've got the answers too. We spoke about Matty Lappin at half-time. Needed to inject himself into this game. Moved him forward. We hope Pagan to do it. And just such a live wire. Favola misses the ball. Lappin gets the crumb. Beautiful left or right. Love him forward or back. And Carlton get the answering goal. They've got all the answers at the moment. Answering every challenge Port can throw it on. The Premier's under siege at home. It's all Carlton.
It's a great contest. 12-6-78. Port Adelaide, the Blues, 11-8-74. They creep within 4 points. French against Brogan. With his hands on the ball first. Cochrane slides in under the ball. Quick kick, back to 50, chance for White. Jew with that body strength, just to roll the shoulders, back to White. He's hard to get around his Teague, and also Stevens. It was a good tackle. Chance for Wiggins, who's been handy tonight for Carlton. Comes away from half back and spears the ball in.
Great kick. Finds
White, who's a lively player. Running hard is Walker. He wants it on the centre wing. The young man will just glide onto the ball and then hammers the ball inside 50. One for the high flyers. Lappin went the big fist away, taken by Davies, who's a goal kicker. Loose man, Johnson.
Gee, he's been good since coming off the bench, Johnson.
If he kicks this, Carlton are in front.
6 touches so far in the second quarter to Johnson. Carlton smashing Port in the contested possessions. Third quarter stats: Carlton 21, Port 8. Belting them at ground level. Port Adelaide almost stopped to a walk. Carlton now using the ball better, got options appearing everywhere. Got the Premiers on the back foot.
Don't think they've been in front all night, Carlton, have they?
They drew level on 47.
Drew level, never been in front. This to put the Blues in front.
Oh, shanked it.
Too much pressure for the young man. The poor kick. And that's a let off for the power.
Just dragged the leg across his body. And the ball followed.
Now by 3 points. In the back pocket, Wilson goes wide, finds Josh Frank, who just glides onto the ball.
Uses Wilson, has to kick quickly. Ebert did well there. Just stepped right around Houlihan, then dropped the mark. Houlihan gets a call back from Whitnell. Into the middle, danger. Stewie Jew was there. Kurtafidis mops it up though for Carlton. Wiggins is gone. Koudafides couldn't take it. Kane Corns. Lovely give to Stuart Dew. Port Adelaide away here. If Eva could just pick it up. He does now. He breaks through the middle onto his right boot. Long ball. Where's Treadray? There he is. Damon White. Here's White again. Port keep it alive. Treadray now. Round the corner.
I'll tell you what.
And it gets a bad bounce. Just to behind. Warren Treadray. 1 goal 4. That one looked as though it was going through. Margin is 4 points. Let's go down to Tiffany Cherry on the boundary.
Some concern with the Port skipper Matthew Primus. This time it's his left knee, not his reconstructed right knee. The doctor was just looking at him just a few minutes ago and rubbing some anti-inflammatory cream. Looks like they'll only use him if they need him.
Davies trying to paddle it back. Brogan there for Port Adelaide though. Does well. Picks it up cleanly. Over to Cassisi. They go back Port here to Kingsley. Now longer. Lade didn't take it. Right with him, French. Coming through Norman. That's a good pick-up. What's the kick like? It's just a clearing kick. He's hoping for the boundary. In the end, it's a very clever kick. He's made 45, 50 metres up the line.
Because I reckon sometimes, Chris, players want to find a target too many times, trying to make something out of nothing. It's better to kick to space, which is on your side, and let the ball just keep rolling and rolling.
Just get a bit of yardage, KB.
79 plays, 75. The Power by 4 points. DeLuca doing the ruck work. Beaten by Brogan. James couldn't take it. Walker's at the bottom of the pack. Just under 9 minutes left in this third term. The Power led by 19 points at quarter time, led by 19 points at half time. The Blues have kept chipping away. They're within 4 points. And there's Primus. That's a good sign that he's up and running. Brogan leans over the top. Koudafides, the man with a big S on his chest. Can't kick a goal. Through for a minor score.
Gee, every ball up, every stoppage, it is just all Carlton at the moment. Koudafides the man now getting involved in those clearances. Carlton dominating when there's contested footy, tackling beautifully, putting so much pressure on the reigning premier, and they are not handling it at all well. Primus comes back on the ground and the skipper needs to find something.
3 goals 5 in this term though, Carlton. If they continue in this vein, you've got to feel as though they've got to get in front, Chris. They can't continue to miss opportunities.
No, they need reward for effort, don't they? At the moment, their heart's getting broken, missing opportunities in front of goal. They need that lead, and they'll be difficult to peg back.
Wilson to Dew. How far will he kick it? Well, he's just going to chip it short because there's a man on in the middle. Kingsley. Low and direct. Teague. Stevens, I should say. Just nudges his opponent out. Here's Teague. Runner-up and best and fairest working together. Spawn. Carlton prepared to hang on to the football. Johnson having a very good third term. Still with time. Inside 50. 2 on 1 though. Port with numbers. Wilson and Montgomery. Ball still in play. Wilson wrapped up. He was happy to see it over the line. He was looking for it. And we'll have a boundary throw in. About 25 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're down by 3 points. What can they manufacture here? They've raised their level at the clearances. DeLuca. Koudafides again. Couldn't run onto it. Johnson. It's one or the other at the moment for Carlton. Lappin. Out of bounds on the full. Koudafides and Johnson at the clearances.
Yeah, just dominating at the moment, aren't they? Far superior to clearances. Carlton was a strength of Port, but it's not from 2005.
Well, Johnson and Koudafides have had it 16 times in this quarter. Port Adelaide looking for a breather.
And they just can't generate any run. Port Adelaide chipping the ball around.
Good kick by Montgomery. Finds Wakeland in the centre square. To Treadray. This time 2 or 3 metres in front of Whitnall. Wheels around, kicks a high ball. Big contest. Ebert. Great courage. Kept his eyes on the ball. So did McGrath. As the Blues head towards the boundary line. First toss back in. And stick a couple of goals tonight. Corns has had it 18 times. So has Burgoyne. Dew 15. Walsh 15. 13 to Wakeland. And here's a A big contest with Barnaby French getting back. So boundary throw on the half-forward line for the Power. Chance for Burgoyne. Who was the star? Who was the catalyst in the first quarter? Runs to 45. He's off target. Through for behind.
Not enough of that run from Port in the third quarter. Burgoyne so much quieter now. Only his second touch for the quarter. Some worried faces.
It's an arm wrestle. Stevens to bring the ball back into play. He's been booed all night. Chance from Carl Norman. Good hands, taken to ground, squeezed up on the boundary line. Happy to see the ball over again. So we've got a boundary throw in.
Just over 33,500 fans here. They're having their say, as they have done all night. At the moment, the home team leading by 4 points. Just on 6 minutes remaining. Primus works to the front well. Houlihan wrapped up by Cochrane. Quick give to Franco from Wilson. Stevens trying to drag Corns back into defence. DeLuca, good smother. That was Primus again. Bowyer under pressure. Stevens just takes it over the line. Now, how will that be read?
Yep, and pinged him.
Pinged him for just running it over the line. So for the second time tonight, there's that smother from Primus. Likewise, his second good smother. But for the second time tonight, Stevens has been pinged for running it out. And now Cochrane has got it. Just have to kick from 50. What's his kicking from goal from outside 50 like?
Looking to take his best. Don't think he'd be backing himself from here. Just looking for a lead to open up.
Kick one goal for the season.
He's having a go. He's pulled it left. It's to the top of the square. Chance for Port here. Going through Ebert. Still going Ebert. On hands and knees. Finally gets it. And then tries to take it over the line. He may get pinged as well.
Yep.
Yes, he is. Well, the umpire is spot on.
It was good umpiring, wasn't it?
It was great umpiring, KB. We don't say it very often, but good decision.
Both those decisions were absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Stevens and Ebert.
Here he goes, crawling towards the line. Finally gets it, realises it can't go anywhere. And rushes it over for a try. Try disallowed.
Callum Chambers. Also his first game for the Blues tonight. Blues sparingly, on and off the bench. Carl Norman. Athletic. He's got a lot of ability. Just needs to add a bit of consistency to his game. And I suppose we could say that's a beautiful kick for touch. It's a boundary throw in on centre wing. The Blues this quarter have been a dominating force. They've kicked 3 goals 5, 1 goal 2, but they still trail by 4 points. 80 plays, 76. Walker just floated across. Caught that time is James. Here's Koutafidis with that strength. Rockets the ball out. He was looking for DeLuca. Walsh came through hard. Chambers on the bottom of the pack. Pile on top. And we've got a ball up on the edge of the centre square. It's tough in the clinches.
This is a hot footy, that's for sure. No easy ball at all. Great physical contest. Carlton holding sway with contested possession. Port just fumbling. Their skill level's not good at the moment. Carlton must be able to see a window of opportunity to win this game.
Port still had 50 more possessions in the Blues. There's a chance. Drag to the ground. Great tackling. Kellen Chambers also tied up in the tackle.
Umpires working overtime here.
It's a hot contest. Yep. Umpires Bozo and Stevick and Ryan. They've got a beauty on their hands. Now the whistle has gone. Umpire off the ball has played a free kick.
Carlton's way.
So Koutafidis or DeLuca. It's DeLuca. They've done better with DeLuca contesting the ruck, because before half-time that was a big problem for Carlton. Koutafidis wasn't big enough to do the ruck work, nor has he got the same spring he once had. DeLuca played every game last year. Of all the draft players, he was the one that played every game. Here's a chance. Good play by Walsh, did a 360, lost the ball. Chambers at the bottom of the pack again. Here's a chance for Johnson. Paddles the ball long in front, taken away this time by Thurston's. Great out of defence, rockets the ball wide. They've got the big guns in defence. Treadray hits the target and Jew. Is this the big bomb coming up from 55? Jew closes to 50 and kicks a goal.
the game breaker. His value for touches tonight has been outstanding. Traditionally, it's been due to Treadray. The Power Vice Captain returns the favour to Stewie Jew in space. Breaking through 50, does not miss.
Stuart Jew's been excellent tonight. He gives his team a little bit of breathing space. He's had 16 disposals. It's his first goal, and Port Adelaide lead by 10 points. Very important, this final few minutes of the third term. There's just under 3 minutes of play remaining. Lappin's come on. French has gone off for a spell. So, that's Primus is pointing to Lappin saying, can someone please go pick him up? He's come off the bench, he's standing all on his own. Primus. Against DeLuca. Franco is there. James. Handball is good to Kingsley. Misses Corns. Going back Stevens. Wonderful kick on the left. Houlihan is free and he can go. Summing up his options. No one comes to him just yet. Now decides that Favola is the best one. Over the back. No one there for Carlton. It's all Port Adelaide. Cassisi. Walsh. Back to Cassisi, but they've got numbers there. Wanganeen so often changes direction and goes back the other way. Could really pay off here, or will it? Gee, Lappin almost stole that. Again, Thurston's breaking through his defensive 50. Treadray the target. The spoil from Whitnell. Down in front, it's Carlton. It's Koutafidis or Wake. They share it. Wake steps through the tackle. Nice kick. Houlihan again free. Position, Chambers. He can get home from here.
He's a good kick.
He is a good kick. The super sub, as he was called at West Coast, will come on, off the bench, kick a couple of goals. He'll have to kick from just outside 50, but it's not beyond him. 38 goals in his 54-game career. After 5 seasons at the West Coast. Callum Chambers to bring the margin back to 4 points. Line. No question whatsoever. It's a goal. We were pretty confident he could get it home. He did just that.
And don't they keep answering the challenge? Just when Port sneak a goal clear, Carlton get it back, keep the margin back to within a goal. Their use of the footy so much better after quarter time. Houlihan hitting targets. Chambers inside 50, kicks the match oil. A much needed goal. And the Premier under real pressure.
This is a great ball game at Amy Stadium. 13-8, 86 the Power. The Blues 12-10, 82. As DeLuca comes charging in, Franco pounces on it. Hammers the ball back towards the edge of the centre square. The race is on. Stevens has been good in defence. That's been a handy move to put him back in defence. Desperate play. Locks the ball on. Here's a chance. Speaking of the devil, Stevens breaks the tackle. Take 2. Second effort by Stevens. He's been booed again all night. Here's a chance. In front is Eddie Betts. Hasn't touched the ball tonight. He's kicked 7 goals for the season. Just can't get his hands on the ball. But maybe there's a bit of magic left. Going in hard that time. Great play was Kingsley. Went bang, crash, flexed the muscles, blew up the biceps, straight into Stevens. Here's a chance. Coming through hard was Brogan that time. And Whitnell can't control it. Good strong play by the Power as the time clock ticks away.
Great footy from Adam Kingsley. Won the hard ball. Gets it into the Power attacking 50. Great contest. Took Stevens' body. Held his feet. Gets the ball in the danger zone.
Big chance for the Power. Time clock ticking away. 41 seconds left in this third term. They lead by 4 points. Dangerous man is Primus. He gets his hands on the ball. Lurking. Eben. Around the corner. Treadray stands his ground. No, it's Brogan. Punched through that time. Good, strong defensive play. And Eben might be kicking himself a little bit. I thought that maybe just a little bit more composure just might have been able to nail it.
Yeah, certainly probably rusted a fraction. Been a live wire up the forward line. Looms is a real match-winning move, that one. Brett Eben out of a forward pocket, as we've said before. Difficult to match up on. Got a good turn of pace. And when others are getting tired, he looks like he's got a bit of spark.
inside the last minute. Can Port Adelaide manage one from the kick in? And Houlihan shark it beautifully. No one's touched the footy tonight more than Ryan Houlihan. Coming up for disposal 21. A couple of bounces for Vola. Time ticking down for Vola. It's an open forward line. He's going to go from 70 metres out. Does he get the bounce? It hits the post, Kevin.
8 big ones. 8 big ones.
What a sensational shot by Favola, who's hit the post twice in this term.
Look, there's something spooky happening here tonight.
Bounces and it hits the post. Does that still count?
Of course it is. Something very spooky's happening here tonight.
Oh dear.
You had the choice between winning a grand final and having the post hit 9 times in a game. What would you take?
You've got to take the post, surely.
Kick in comes. The siren comes with it. What a terrific finish to the quarter. Favola from 70 metres hits the post once again. A great quarter by Carlton. 19 points down at half-time. They've got the margin back to 4. It has set up a sensational last quarter here at Amy Stadium. Can the Premiers get their second win? We'll find out after the break.
Can't catch every game? Then watch The Winners.
We'll recap everything you need to know about every game.
Every Sunday night from 7:30. Get all the highlights, stats and post-match reaction from every game with this week's host, Clinton Dreyfus.
It's footy's ultimate wrap every Sunday.
The Winners, Sunday at 7:30 local on Fox Footy Channel.
First it was the mortgage, then it was Sally's education, but lately it's the phone bill that's been giving me nightmares. That is until I discovered Engine Voice Box. Simply connect one end to a broadband cable and the other end to a phone. Flat rate, untimed 10-cent local and capital city calls, great rate on international and mobile calls, and engine-to-engine calls are free of engine charges. You can make massive savings. No more nightmares.
Call 1300 305 000 to make massive savings. Terms and conditions apply.
Tight angle, enormous pressure towards the goal square. Stafford! Off to Manchester United after this.
We're here in Melbourne to relive arguably the greatest moment in grand final history. Unbelievable moment. And to help us, we have Mr. Wayne Harms. All right, it's 1979. It actually looks like the Pies are going to win a flag. That is, until Harmsy here comes to the rescue. You're going to come running in, slide along there, it's going to be wicked. Yeah, we like it too.
Goal square! He does it to Sheldon! Goal square! Yes!
Whatever happened to the real Australia? The Australia where the only high-rise on the beach was temporary. Where it was harder to find a noisy spot than a quiet one. Where the only things colouring the water were fish. Well, I got news for you. The real Australia is still here. Come and see the real thing. Come and see the real thing. Come and
circle here at Amy Stadium at three-quarter time, and why wouldn't they, given that the game is now set up for a fabulous finish. Port Adelaide lead by 4 points. Burgoyne 2, Ebert 2. Burgoyne 12 disposals in the first term, so he's been quiet since. Corns and Walsh getting 18, and Houlihan's been outstanding. Johnson has been very good since coming off the bench. And Chris, Port Adelaide's still well ahead in the disposals, but Carlton have managed to get the game back to 4 points.
Yeah, Matty, but it's funny you should say that. Carlton touched the footy more times in that quarter than Port. 80-69. They're not a high possession team, and they're not a high handballing team either, but 31 handballs in that third quarter when they normally only have a dozen or 15. Starting to run, carry the footy, use their teammates, running over the top of Port. You've got to ask the question, is Port fit enough to run the game out?
Let's find out what's happening down at ground level. Here's Tiff.
Well, as we know, Aaron Shattuck is out for the game. Port Adelaide's bench just reduced to 3. I mentioned Matthew Primus before, but he just received a knock. He's fine, as you can see. He's been out there. Mark Williams just pleading to his players in that break. He was saying to them, just play man on man. We can certainly win this game. Please just keep running hard and stick to your man. So that was what's coming from Port Adelaide's camp with the Blues. No injuries, and Dennis Pagan pretty pleased with his boys.
As well he should be, Tiff. Port Adelaide, so far this season in 2005, haven't won a last quarter. Carlton, of course, with that magnificent come-from-behind victory over Essendon.
Yeah, and the interesting thing too is the Port Adelaide's bench at the start of the last quarter. Brogan goes off, so does Damon White. So they pushed 3 tools onto the bench. We thought that was an advantage, but they've taken that advantage away. So interesting to see how their forward line sets up. We've got Brett Ebert up there. Roger James goes to a forward pocket in an unusual role for him. You would have expected him to be in the midfield. I mean, that's where it's going to be won and lost. Koutafidis is now on top in the midfield, getting hold of some ball. Port have got to win some footy. It's been all Carlton in the clearances and the contested footy, and that's where the game will be won and lost.
Port Adelaide looking for their second win, currently on the bottom of the ladder. They've won the last 3 minor premierships. They've never been down there for a long, long time. Under pressure here from a travelling outfit, Carlton, that doesn't win too many times outside of Victoria. Set to go. It'll be another close finish. Round 4, we've had quite a few already this year. Franco round the corner, Port into attack first up. Ebert will swing back to his left. Measures the kick. Treadray. Too easy. And Treadray will go back. He's kicked 1 goal 4. He's only 35 metres out. He just must kick this.
And of course he's hit the post, I think, once too, Matty, which I know KB will be looking for, but it's a big kick in the scheme of the game. Again, Brett Ebert, we spoke about him at the end of the third quarter. The potential match winner is the real live wire in Port Adelaide's attacking 50. Holds his feet, takes possession, penetrating leg. Rewards the lead from Treadray, his 8th mark, and he needs to kick his second goal. And doesn't.
He is missed. 1 goal 5.
What surprises me with Treadray is that he's got a normal kicking action. So generally when someone misses goals or repeatedly misses goals or recognises not being a good kick, they don't have what we would deem as being a normal kicking action. They've always got something a little bit strange about it, but he's got a normal kicking action, so he should be able to really nail those goals.
Chambers has got the kick now. Walker's got some. He just needs to pick it up and go. Favola leads. It's an open forward line. He kicks to the run. The lead is a long one.
It's a kick.
It's a good kick, and Barnaby French goes back and takes the mark. What a great kick from young Walker. The confidence to kick to the hole and say, you run there, that's where it's going.
Didn't have to break stride. A fantastic kick from a young player. Barnaby French just works so hard. Just has the composure to straighten, kick to space. Maybe a fraction lucky, may have been paid the free. Treadray misses at one end. How often do you see the ball? Quick transfer to the other end. 2-goal turnaround. And Carlton, can they hit the lead for the first time?
They're right behind Barnaby French to put the Blues in front. It's home. Carlton are in front at Amy Stadium. Barnaby French gets his first goal. Warren Treadray standing at one end with 1 goal 5 thinking, what did I do that for?
Not good. Walker hits the target again. Carlton's skills so much better in the last 3 quarters than they were in the first quarter. But Treadray misses the goal. It's all about making the most of your opportunities. Treadray misses at one end. French kicks the goal that puts Carlton in the lead at the other. For the first time in this game, the Blues are in front.
Barnaby French's first goal for the season, and it's been a beauty. The Blues by a point after trailing by 19 points at quarter time, 19 points at half time, and 4 points at three-quarter time. For the first time, Carlton have hit the front. Chance for Houlihan. He's been a star for Carlton tonight. Stevens and Teague cross the half-back line. They continue to paddle the ball along in front, and we've got a ball up just outside 50 for Port Power. 13-11-89 the Blues, 13-10-88 Port. Major goal kickers, Brendan Favola's booted 4, 2 to Troy Longmuir. And for the Power, 2 to Brent Montgomery and 2 to Toby Thurston and Brett Ebert. And 1 goal, 5 it is, for Warren Treadray.
Well, still the questions remain over Port's head. Mark Williams put him on notice during the week. Regardless of reputation, put up or pay the price.
Well, they've got a lot of players out. Have they got too many changes to make if it doesn't happen tonight? Burgoyne, was he legged and tripped? Not paid. It's a loose ball. Stevens at the bottom of the pack. DeLuca trying to paddle the ball along in front. Spawn goes to ground. James somehow shoveled the ball out. Here's a chance for Waite. Gets the ball back to Johnson. It's been great since coming off the bench. Out in front for Vola. Just took it on the full stretch. You want to pump the ball in. Lappin's running hard. Favola hammers the ball in. Here's a chance getting back. He's got it. Callum Chambers sinks to the knees and takes the grab on the chest.
Once again, the wide open spaces of Carlton's forward line working in their favour. Favola takes the mark outside 50, kicks at 60. Chambers all but holds his feet, keeps his eye on the nut.
Chambers, point blank range. Maybe that's a stake through the heart.
Well, that hurts no doubt. Matthew Primus makes the turnover midfield, overuses the ball instead of kicking, chooses to handball. And Port pay the ultimate price. No such decision for Brenton Favola. Kick it and kick it long, hit it to the hot spot, and that's as hot as it gets.
It was a great kick.
Great kick. Foot skill's certainly so much better. Lade comes from the ground. Mark Williams looks for the move, but the Power under pressure.
Carlton by 7 points. Mark Williams with his head in his hands. There's still plenty of time to go, but Carlton have got the momentum. Chambers has now got 2. It's 14-11 to 13-10. Carlton have hit the front. Ken Port, break back. Franco there. And underneath all that is Bowyer, who's done a very good job just keeping Burgoyne quiet.
Gee, I tell you what, they've got a great contribution from Johnson and also Callum Chambers, both starting on the bench. One's come on and kicked a couple of goals, and Johnson with 19 possessions.
Kurtafidis, make that 20. Johnson goes long. It's still open up forward for Carlton. Brogan goes back to spoil. Port Adelaide, at ground level, Walsh. Gets out of the tackle. Clears it. Out in front of Kane Corns. Houlihan is approaching. Corns back through the middle. Walsh. Long ball. Thurston's the target. Treadray lurking. Whitnell coming through Ebert. The danger man. Got it to Franco. Straightens up. Kicks it towards goal. Goes up the side. Doesn't hit the post, Kevin. It's behind.
Young Walker just wasn't strong enough to hold Walsh in the tackle across the half-forward line for Carlton.
Walsh is very good. Rarely goes to ground. Just maintains his feet. Gets his 20th touch. Been fantastic off a half-back line.
Carazzo's got some space here. James runs him down. Good kick. Favola dropped it, but he had some numbers. It's Chambers. Crumming. Again, kick off. 2-on-1 Carlton. Over the back, Primus. Ran hard to help out. DeLuca. Can't get past him. He's given up, Primus. Chance here for Johnson. Tackled just as he kicks it. Hits the post for the 9th time, Kevin. And just in case you're wondering, in 1936, Carlton played Footscray. The league record is 11 times. We're only 2 to go.
Well, hardly contain ourselves, can we?
Well, I tell you what, wouldn't it be fantastic to say we were at the game when they broke the record in the post? We said there was something spooky about tonight. Here's a chance for Montgomery to maybe just take a deep breath for Port Adelaide. They trail by 7 points, 89 plays 96. The Blues keep on coming. Brogan's come off the bench, looks like he was manhandled in by DeLuca, good enough to take the mark. Here's Walsh. This is possession number 21. He's been a star from half back to Kingsley. Rockets the ball in on the stretch that time. Corns couldn't take it. Treadray can. Bounces back on the left boot. Kicks a high ball. Wanganeen can be dangerous. Very dangerous as the ball slumps through from behind. Good defensive play by the Blues.
Trent Spawn, the player it was, always kept his eye on the footy. Got some great courage, Trent Spawn. Sees it through for a point.
Laid it on its merits. We mentioned that before. You can't take your eyes off the ball. Stevens to bring the ball back into play. Blues by one straight kick. Plenty of time. Just under 14 and a half minutes left. And Stevens, that's a shocking kick. Taken by Johnson. Carazzo has been very good as well. Barnaby French. Back to Teague, who hammers the ball forward. Here's Lappin sliding onto the ball. To Favola. Bang! Great kick. Now Favola's going to chip it over the top to Waite. He needs to not wait. He can't get there. And a wasted opportunity. Carlton wasted that opportunity. Just too much carry on the ball. And there's a desperate lunge at the end by Waite.
Brett and Favola inside 50. What are you thinking?
He goes back and has the kick. They've been playing like that at the moment.
But the play was there. The play was there. I mean, he was running into an open goal, just that the kick had too much on it.
What can Port Adelaide do? We saw the turnaround come from the Treadray miss. French got the goal. Will Port do the same? Primus. Over the top. Running hard chords. High ball inside 50. Teague with Curry though. Had to go, we knew he would. Ball spills. Still alive for Port. McGrath going nowhere. Wrapped up by Thurstons. We'll have a ball up.
What about Teague's courage that he's going for that ball?
But he doesn't make a decision, does he? I mean, it's never in doubt. He just goes for it. That's the beauty of this bloke. Back with the flight of the play. Brings the ball to ground. And once again, Carlton with the first hand on the loose ball. Dominating the clearances at the moment.
Big punch away. Here's Teague once again. And just sliding it up the line. It's still in place. Spins on its end. Corns underneath it. Houlihan, don't knock it out. You'll get pinged. And Tom Kingsley just placing it nicely for the boundary umpire to throw it in.
A lot of tired players, Chris. I know before when Corns picked up the ball, he was struggling to get some leg speed.
A lot of Port players with hands on hips, pulling at their jumpers. They look tired. Carlton full of running late in this last quarter.
Barnaby French had it and lost it. Here's a chance. Bowyer tried to use some strength, taken away by Houlihan. He's had a great game for Carlton. Walker, the young man, clever play. Taps it on. Lappin goes to the ground. Pulled off the ball was Chambers. They're going to play advantage. No, the play's coming back. Colin Chambers. Favola's going to be the target. Favola wants the ball high. He's got his wish. He's going to play in front. Coming across was Brogan. Here's a chance for Lappin. Needed a kind bounce. Take two. Lappin dances on a dollar. Back to Favola with a look-away kick. And backing back is Wilson. So now it can open up for Port Power. Thurstons has got it. Stands inside defensive 50. Goes wide. Chance for Spawn. Evert's been a dominating player, a dangerous player. Got to keep your feet. It's a good call. And Carlton keep pressing forward. Just under 12 minutes left at Amy Stadium. The underdogs, the Blues, lead by 7 points.
Plenty of football to come yet. Carlton with great self-belief tonight. Budafides ends up with Carazzo. Got it from Bowyer. Lappin couldn't quite take it. Kingsley on the second attempt at Corns. Now they're away, Port Adelaide. Now they've got numbers. Burgoyne wants Treadway, got him, strong hands.
Good grab.
Whitnell trying to hold him up desperately.
Got Montgomery loose, if he can see him.
He spotted him. Montgomery can get close here. Short pass. Cochrane from just inside 50. Tough angle. It's going to kick right on the line. It's going to be to the left of the goal. It's going to be rushed through as Toby Thurston tries to hit the post. We count that, Kevin.
It's a tough angle from this side, isn't it? I reckon every time I've called games here at Amy Stadium, the ball always goes left.
Definitely the hardest pocket to kick goals from, but Cochrane just didn't kick the ball smart. Should have hung it to the top of the square, put it too close to the goal line. Easy to spoil for Carlton.
Momentarily left that time by Waite. Good enough to recover. Finds McGrath. He's between wing and half-back. 14-13, 97 the Blues. 13-13, 91. Port Adelaide as McGrath measures the kick. Looking for DeLuca. Should have taken the grab. Pushed out of the contest by Franco. With quick hands to Corns. Now some run from Kingsley. Some wise heads trying to lift Port Adelaide. Running hard. Back to Kingsley. Hammers the ball in. Treadway. Second grab. Couldn't take it. Been pinched by Bowyer. Cross half back. Wants it big. Transfer of play. Finds Callum Chambers. Wants the time bounce and gets it. Just trying to weigh it up. He was looking for Fowler. All of a sudden Johnson stepped into his aim and his eyesight. It was knocked away. Chance now for Jew. Can he hammer it home? Big kick. Big kick looking for Treadway. Flopped away that time by Spawn. That took some courage. Taken away that time by Stevens. They're running hard, Carlton. They've got some run in the legs as Stevens hammers the ball back. Great kick to Kurtafidis. Who's got it? Poor kick. He kicked on the back foot. And it's shot short, taken by Kane Corns.
Spawn still in the hands of the trainer back after that spoil. He's just getting up now. We've seen great courage from Spawn, Teague, Norman.
He's gone, I think. Spawn, legs very wobbly at this stage. I've got to get him off.
You can't take him off there. You've got to make him stand there.
He's coming off though. Now Carlton want this to go out. Wilson trying to keep it in. And Kurtafidis over the line. We'll have a ball in. We've got 9 minutes remaining. Trent Spawn comes from the ground. Here's the attack. I think he hit his head here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dangerous time to run him off the ground there, Chris.
Yeah, I think they had no choice, KB. He was not a well man at that stage.
Here's Burgoyne from the clearance. He can kick a goal here. They're down by a goal. He can score. He can level the scores. Oh, he's missed. Gee, we've backed him 9 times out of 10. Peter Burgoyne on the run, cutting through 50. He's missed. And he's just cramping up a little there.
Yeah, looked like he almost cramped up in stride, didn't he?
Yeah, there was an over striding there, wasn't there, for some reason?
Well, let's hope that he hasn't tinged a hammy. But it is just a bit of cramp. He's still a little bit proppy as Carlton. They get a life. They need a mark. Teague still in play. Jew been very good for Port Adelaide. Corns. High ball. Carazzo has to sit under White. And Damon White came in to cause the contest.
Carazzo should have kept running before. There was no one on the mark. There was no need for him to kick the ball. He could have got another 15 or 20 metres for Carlton.
Trent Spawn in the hands of the doctor. It's a 5-point margin. Port Adelaide. They do win the close ones here at Amy. Thurston. High ball. DeLuca going back. Missed the spoil. Stevens. It's got to be tough here.
Great spoil.
And Wanganeen sets up the Treadway goal. Port Adelaide back in front. I know we can talk about Wanganeen. It was great stuff. But the big man DeLuca came across, went to the contest and put Stevens under pressure by missing the spoil. But there is the smother. He set up the goal.
Priceless work from Gavin Wanganeen. It's just that little hand that can make the difference. Treadway gets his goal. Had plenty of opportunities, but put that one down for Gavin Wanganeen. Spawn in the hands of the trainers. 1 point the margin.
Well, it's a bad blow for Carlton because Spawn's been very good. Port has kicked 6 consecutive behind before Treadway's goal. They lead by a point as a roar goes round Amy Stadium. Davies is on. Bowyer's off. It's 98 plays 97. Can Carlton rebound? Chance for Wake. Taken away that time. By Cassisi, hammers the ball towards the boundary line.
Oh, stayed in.
Blues have got numbers. Teague, you want to go short. Here's Davies, who's just come off the bench. Some fresh legs for Carlton. They trail by a point as Davies kicks it to the hot spot. They've got the big guns down there for Bowler. Couldn't take it. Here's a chance for Wiggins and kicks a goal. Carlton back in front. 2 goals to Wiggins.
Yeah, both goals to Simon Wiggins, front and square. Gets the crumb. Carlton just working so hard. Wakeland gets the spoil. Wiggins in the right spot. Left foot, right foot, doesn't matter. And they just seem to have the answers, Carlton. They've certainly got some momentum. They've certainly got the fresh legs. The champion are on the ropes. But it's still anyone's game.
Simon Wiggins front and square twice tonight for 2 goals. Carlton back in front. What can the champs do? Port Adelaide. Burgoyne's not going anywhere. Johnson right with him.
22 possessions now to Johnson, 24 to Kane Corns.
Yeah, well, Johnson spent virtually the whole first term on the bench, so it's been a marvellous 3 quarters for him. Here's McGrath. There's a good smeller from Burgoyne. Another one from Franco. The 1%ers keeping Port Adelaide in this game. We'll have another ball up. They're away there, Carlton.
Some tired players now.
Let's go down the boundary once again, Tiff Cherry.
James Bond, he's okay. He's fairly dazed. He's telling me he's okay, but certainly they're not going to bring him back on.
Thanks, Tiff. We're down to the last 7 minutes of play. French, Primus off his hands. Did enough to get it to Jew. This will go a long way. Stewie Jew wants Treadray. Whitnell right with him though. Coming across Carazzo and in true defenders fashion, both of them going for the rush behind. Margin. Back to 4.
There's a chance for the Blues. They've got the ball, Carazzo. It's interesting, this young boy was at Geelong on the rookie list. Couldn't make it. A couple of years at Carlton. He's had a terrific game tonight, and he's quick, he's a good kick, and he's brave. He's got nous. Carazzo. Squeezed up on the boundary line. Davies is a strong grab overhead.
It's just a bit fortunate, though, because in fact, you're revving up Carazzo. He kicked it terribly.
Well, he's on his wrong side, but he kept it in play. Here's a chance. That was Lappin on the stretch, couldn't take it. Desperate now for Port Power. Here's a chance. Lappin somehow shoveled the ball out. Coming through hard was Thurston's. Tough in the clinches. The big man does it. Primus somehow got his boot to the ball. Kicked off the ground. Ricochets back. Taken away by McGrath. On the rebound. On the stretch. Couldn't take it. Was Walker. It was a bad miss for Carlton. Here's Ranganine. Back to Corns. He's on the half-back flank. For Primus, who fends off. The big man takes him on and charges through the centre wing. Gives it across Cassisi. Stands on the edge of the centre square. Hammers the ball in deep. One-on-one contest. It's a free kick. It's a free kick. It's going to White. White has got the free kick. Carl Norman is pleading his case. To no effect. On the shoulder. Blues lead by 4 points. And this, the Port Adelaide 2 points up.
It's a good decision.
No doubt. Free kick was there. Again, Port get the entry with some speed. Damon White.
Let's watch the reaction behind the goals. It'll tell the story if he kicks it. They go up as one. Port Adelaide back in front.
Only the third free kick, boys, for Port since half-time, and a big one it was. Damon White takes the free, kicks the goal. It was there. Puts the reigning premier back in front. How big a game this in the scheme of a season. Port on their knees. Mark Williams throws out the challenge. They sneak in front with minutes to play. 5 minutes left on the clock.
It's back to 2 points. Still plenty of time. Over 5 minutes remaining. Lade looking on. up against his old teammate in French. They go at it. French winning it. Clearance is so important now. Likewise, when the ball goes inside your forward 50, the team that can hold it in there. We've seen Port Adelaide run it out pretty well in this last term.
Yeah, we question their fitness, their ability to run a game out. They haven't won a last quarter all season, but they're digging deep.
Here we go again. Franco trying to get past Johnson. Right with him. Teague helping out Davies. 3 over the top, and we have another ball up. Time ticking away. In this situation, the team that is in front can control the clock as it gets closer. The onus is on Carlton at the moment.
Josh Franco just starting to get his hand on the ball. 1-5 clearances tonight, 15 touches, working himself back into some form. Critical player in these last 5 minutes.
Third attempt for French and Lade. Jude. Again, the good kick, getting some distance. Here's a chance, Port Adelaide. David White from 50 metres, right to the goal square. It's going to be close. It's off to the right, gets it behind. Port Adelaide lead by 3 points.
As Franco takes a breather. Kingsley rushes onto the ground. Stevens to bring the ball in. Finds Waite. There's a clever kick. There's a brave kick as Waite off and running. Charges through centre-half back. Unloads a big bomb towards centre-half forward. He's looking for Koutafidis, who's caught behind. Thumb forward again. Carlton trying to press hard. Here's a chance for Vola with a one-hand pick-up. Around the corner, Longmuir. It's out of bounds on the full. Good hands that time by Favola, who was on a big turn. Port controlling the play. Wanganeen runs hard. Megan Rafflet. Bingo was number 26. Now number 4. Wanganeen goes short looking for Ebert. Good play by Carazzo.
Great courage.
Stood his ground that time. Down went Wanganeen. Carazzo came through hard, thumped the ground. Here's a chance for White to kick it off the ground. He's missed.
Gavin Wanganeen on his knees, but the courage fantastic. Have a look at this. Knew it was coming. Such an important contest that in the scheme of this game. Ball spills free. Port get the point. Gavin Wanganeen.
They lead by 4 points. It's just over 3 minutes left. Wiggins was a high flyer. Houlihan has been great all night. Wiggins is running hard. Squeezed up on the boundary line. Houlihan from centre wing, drives it in looking for Lappin. Was he pushed to the ground? Was it arms shot? No, says the umpire. As McGrath hooks the ball around the corner. Here's a chance coming out in front, kicked off the ground again by Houlihan. Taken away by Brogan. Chance now. Lappin didn't quite hit the target. Paddling the ball along in front. Montgomery tackles hard. Too high. Too high is the call. And Lappin, with just under 3 minutes left, has the chance to put Carlton back in front. They trail by 4 points. He's kicked 4 goals for the 5 goals for the season. He's kicked a goal tonight. That came in the third term.
Now the free
kick is actually
the earlier one for pushing it back on Spawn.
It's against Brogan. Brogan coughed the ball up, made the error, went after it. Trent Spawn back on the ground. Got crunched 90 minutes ago. Can't be thinking clearly. Now in charge of putting the Blues back in front.
Hasn't kicked a goal all season. This would be a big notch on the belt. Spawn to put Carlton in front. He has! Spawn has kicked the goal! The Blues are back in front!
Only his 6th goal of his career, but what a goal!
He's a great kid, Trent Spawn. North Adelaide boy, country boy. Just emerging as a real talent at Carlton. Had some trouble with injuries over the last couple of years. Very highly regarded inside the Carlton camp. Wins the free kick. And with the composure of a veteran, nails the goal. Never in doubt.
The lead has changed 5 times in this last quarter. Carlton back in front. Port not done with. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Burgoyne
tired bodies and some brave bodies in. They put themselves on the line. It was great to see players throwing themselves at the ball. You'd think this was the grand final, Chris. The stakes are high, and Carlton have got control of the ball. It's a minute 27 left. Goes for Chambers. Tried to juggle it. Finally forced over the line. Closing very, very quickly was Kasisi.
Important hand on the ball, that one by Kasisi. Keeps it in the danger zone for Port. They can't afford to let Carlton win a possession. Carlton have been strong in the clearances. Kudafiti's very good in the second half. Big throw in this one.
Blues by a point. It's on the half-forward line for Port. Taken away that time by Wilson. Trapped in that great tackle by Johnson. And it's a ball up on 50. The time clock ticking away. Just over a minute.
Just couldn't get the reflex. Michael Wilson had the opportunity to give. They couldn't.
Here's a chance. Port Adelaide. Stevens now. The whistle is gone. It's a free kick, and it's going to Brendan Lade.
He can kick a long way.
He's within reach.
There's never been a draw between these two sides. The Blues lead by a point, 109 to 108. The time clock is ticking away. We are down to 50 seconds.
Surely he'll score. He'll make the distance.
Listen to the hum around AAMI Stadium. If he kicks it, it will double as Lade unloads. It's going wide of the mark. He's got it in. Scores a level. Scores a level. And we've got 33 seconds left.
Well, will Carlton take the draw, or will Stevens just kick it straight down the guts? 33 seconds. Stevens to himself. Next score wins. Big pack. Brogan. Paul with numbers. Paul with Burgoyne. Around the corner. A mark could win the game. Carazzo. White. To Jones. Free kick. Back to Carazzo. They're going to run out of time here, the Blues. We're going to have our first draw for 2005 unless something miraculous can happen here. He's missed the target. Stewie Jew along the ground. Boundary throw in. 10 seconds remaining. How are your tips going at home? Did you tip this one? How hard is it to pick a winner?
What a game this has been. It's been fantastic.
109. Can something happen right at the death? I don't think so. Free kick Johnson. The clock will beat the Blues. Long ball. Jared White, well, he's 80 metres out. Surely he wouldn't even attempt it. For the first time, these two sides have drawn.
He'll have a crack. He's going to have a crack, Matty.
Head to head. 9-3. Jared White for the longest goal in the history of the game. Doesn't make it. We have a draw at AAMI Stadium. 109. What a fabulous last quarter. It had everything. Courage by both teams. And what a finish. Carlton have been terrific. Port Adelaide probably happy to get a draw, given they were the favourites at AAMI Stadium. They don't lose here to visiting teams from interstate. Favola can't believe it. Stewie Jew was brilliant. We have a draw.
Well, and it's an empty feeling too for both teams. Both with opportunities to win. 9 posters.
That's right, 9 times it hit the post. I mean, we were having a few gags about it, having a laugh about it, but in the context of the day, that's how close it's been for either side to win.
Treadray with 2-5, Favola with 4-4, Longmuir with a couple of misses. 15-19 Port Adelaide, Carlton 16-13.
34 scoring shots to 29.
Umpires receiving not much applause.
But it was a terrific game, and in the end, that last quarter, the way the players threw themselves in at the ball, there was so many, desperate situations, and we saw Spawn go down. It was fantastic last quarter.
Players usually not sure how to feel when this happens. Let's find out how Anthony Kudafiti's is feeling. Here he is with Tiff.
The question is, how do you feel after that?
Oh, well, Tiff, it's an unusual feeling.
he worked so hard, I guess, all day, and usually there's one winner, but unfortunately tonight it was a draw. But it was a tough game all night.
A lot of courage shown from your guys. I mean, you saw Trent Spawn actually come off, and then he came back on again and nearly kicked the winning goal.
Yeah, look, it was a tough game. I mean, we've been disappointing last week, and we knew we came here with a big task ahead of us, and we fought it out. They got off to a good start, but we kept at them, and I guess important. It would have been nice to have won though.
Yeah, I mean, what do you get out of that?
Look, it just shows the boys, interstate we've sort of struggled a bit in the past, and if we fight hard enough, anything can happen. So it's an interesting feeling.
That feeling, anyway. Go back and join up with your teammates.
Thanks, Tiff.
Anthony Koutafidis. Carlton do get a lot out of that. I know that there's a horrible feeling there. You can see him on camera, but given that they lost Camporelli and Scotland, they've got all their tall defenders out. The guys like Wiggins and Carazzo and Jared Waite, I mean, all the players coming to the fore, they get a lot out of tonight.
They get more out of it than Port, don't they? Yeah. Absolutely, and still some questions unanswered with Port. They go into the meeting room. Not a pleasant place to be, I wouldn't have thought.
But you did tell us before the game that if Carlton were within striking distance, that Port's got a lot of players who have been underdone, and that they may struggle to see the game out. Well, they fought valiantly, didn't they? And I mean, they had a lot of tight players like Carlton in the end. But I mean, we've got to say after half time, I mean, it was just a great battle. There was a lot of courage. Wanganeen went down in front of us, stood his ground. Carazzo came through. Teague saw Spawn go down, and Teague. I mean, there was some heroics in this game.
Certainly were. Look, I just love the way Carlton go about their footy. Yes, they're undermanned. They didn't have any height. Port appeared to hold all the trumps, but they were courageous. They looked gone at quarter time. I mean, halfway through the first quarter, it was all